Young Bucks, old goats, 105. How's everybody doing?
What's up?
The king.
Dude, last time we were on the air, we were like rejoicing about Brady retiring and it's over. And then like so much stuff has happened. We didn't do a show last week. I ended up catching the 19, so took a week off. But it seems like that was so long ago. Like he unretired, or I guess he said, I haven't decided. There's even people now saying they're not sure he retired. He never said the word retirement. He may go to San Francisco. I don't know if I buy any of that.
He's pulling a Favre,
Yeah.
playing with the words.
I heard they're paying him $30 million to do a surprise Super Bowl commercial where he comes out and says it was all a lie. Yeah, I've heard all kinds of things.
That's like a conspiracy.
That doesn't surprise me. And then the whole Flores thing blew up. Kamara. What up, D? It almost seems like the Super Bowl's been like on the back burner a little, except Burrow. When you go on social media, everything is about Burrow, right? Like, oh my God, he's so young.
Yeah.
First round pick, and like they don't stop pushing him, I guess. It's either been him or Brady to me. They've really tried to push all this negative stuff to the back. I don't know. Do you guys experience the same type of thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're trying to keep, the Super Bowl at the front, and they've kind of struggled. The commissioner's been hit with questions about that he's had to answer. So, yeah, they're trying to avoid it, but it's hard to.
Even Snoop, dude. Even Snoop got hit up. Did you guys see that?
No.
With yeah, some allegations there. Sexual allegations from it was like 8 years ago. So not even Snoop is safe. I do want to talk about the Brian Flores thing a little bit because I wanted to do that last week when we didn't come on. I know the story's already been out a while, but I still wanted to talk about it with you guys. Do you guys think he really has proof of the $100,000 thing? He says he does, right?
Yeah.
You better have it, because if you don't have
that is, when this first came out, that's the allegation that people said would be the hardest to prove, right? Because unless you have a check that on the memo says throwing games or something, it's kind of hard. But I did share with you guys, there was a guy who plays for the 49ers, I forget his name, who played with the Dolphins the previous year or 2 years ago, who said that he had heard the owner telling the coach that. And that story was put out there by Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk. And then it was taken off the website. And that's when I found out that Ross owns the media portion of the NFL Network.
And he invests in some gambling advisory website too. Like he's a major investor, millions of dollars in some gambling. It's not a
Yeah, you sent me that, and I was surprised about that. I didn't know that.
He's got his hands in everything, dude.
Hence billionaire, right?
Yeah, Mike Florio right now, I was disappointed. He put out some articles saying, the NFL should apologize for Deflategate, and I don't know. People always like shoo that one. Oh, that's bullshit. It was bullshit. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like there was a guy that was the equipment manager, and his nickname was the Deflator. And there's texts going back and forth. I'll make them balloons. This and Brady's phone. I don't know, dude. It sounds like they're trying to rewrite history for some reason.
But how did Florio say that? Because didn't he make it seem like that, like he thought that because in the big scheme of things, compared to the recent allegations, that it's small potatoes type thing, or what context did he say to remove that?
He said, from what I remember reading the article, that it was like a witch. He basically made it seem like it was a witch hunt, and it wasn't such a big deal, and that they proved that balls lose pressure in certain weather conditions. Just the same things they say all the time when they try to make that story go away. That the balls always lose air. But not every team has some dude named the Deflator on their equipment team. Not every team there's enough footage of every equipment manager going with a bunch of balls inside a room, doing shit. Anyway, I don't want to make this. We're talking about something else. When you said Florio, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm with you though. I agree. I don't think Deflategate's such a big deal. Spygate, yeah, but Deflategate, dude, I honestly think that was blown up, dude. I don't think it's the big deal.
No, actually, it was deflated. It wasn't blown up.
Yeah, it was deflated.
I just think
the Deflategate was inflated.
The balls weren't, but yeah, maybe the story. I just think if you're, because then people say, well, he never cheated if he didn't do Deflategate. Okay, but he benefited from all those Spygates. So if your franchise, either your manager, your coach, your equipment guys, your players, have all this history of bad behavior, right? Fucked up shit happening. Dude, they're gonna go after you. It's just like any criminal, dude. Like OJ, dude. Look at OJ. They got him for something way less than killing Nicole and Ron. But they did that because they already knew he was a piece of crap, and they threw the book at him. So they threw the book at Brady, I think, in that regard.
What OJ did was actually still fucked up, going to that hotel room to get his fucking memorabilia.
Oh, yes.
That was fucking legit fucked up, but they did throw the book at him.
But not murder. It wasn't murder.
It wasn't murder, but it was still, red-handed kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they applied the full extent of the law. Right.
They should have.
Right. And I think it was like, the equivalent of robbing a bank, armed robberies or something like that, right?
Did you watch that 30 for 30, Hialeah?
Which one?
He's asking if you watched that Tuck Rule 30 for 30. Yeah, you're a masochist, dude.
I didn't finish it though.
Bro, I don't ever have to watch a Tom Brady 30 for 30 football life. Like I lived that shit, bro. You know what I mean? I
saw half of it, dude. I couldn't stomach the rest of it. The only thing that was good, it was him and Charles Woodson watching it. So it was both of them together. So.
Yeah, I had seen a previous version of that they had, there's just like a rehash. Yeah. They've done that show before. And they're, buddy and all that. I mean, dude, okay, let's give Tom a break on here. I would wish they would give him a break out there, dude. It's like they're just hammering it, dude. The man in the arena, the 30 for 30, the whatever, dude. Back to Flores. Now, the problem in the NFL with minority coaches, I think anybody who's watched football, as long as we all know that exists. That's a definite issue. They've never been able to. I mean, the fact they have this rule where like, hey, try not to be racist. We had to put a rule so you're not so racist. You know that there's a problem. Even though I don't think the rule. Obviously, it hasn't helped, obviously, because when they did it, there was probably a couple minority coaches, and now we have a couple now again. So it's like it's not working. What I do want to say though is I don't think Flores is like the poster child for this lawsuit because, dude, I'll ask you guys, and I looked this up before the show. How many coaches do you think there are in the NFL right now that were not either a head coach before they got the job or a coordinator before they got the job?
Repeat that again.
How many current NFL head coaches do you think there are that their previous job was a head coach already, or at least a coordinator, offensive or defensive?
I would say most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
I'll say 28 out of 32. I'll go a little on.
There's only one.
Wow.
John Harbaugh. He was
A special team coordinator.
yeah, and some will say, well, that's a special teams coordinator. Defensive coordinator, and he got promoted to head coach. So I don't think he can say, at least in that situation, that was not, the hiring process was not fair. He came on here without even taking a step that like almost 100% of the NFL takes before they become a job. Plus, he went to a team that has a black GM. What's that other guy that they have that the Niners interviewed? I don't know if he's still with us.
Reggie Mckenzie?
Yes. Is he still with us?
I thought he was. He was from the Raiders too, right, Hialeah?
He was a linebacker. I believe he was a linebacker for us, and then he was our general manager before Mayock.
Right.
He was not a GM here, but he was like in the GM area.
Yeah, like one of those titles.
He was a Raiders GM, yeah.
He was the Raiders GM, I think.
Yeah. And then, of course, we did hire Caldwell. Nobody talks about that anymore. We hired him, and maybe one day the truth will come out why he left after we hired him, but we did hire him. So I don't think that the Dolphins have a diversity issue. I don't think. Now, if he's offering $100,000 for loss, then then he's got to go. I mean, I wish he would go anyways. I'm not a huge Ross fan. I don't think he's obviously hasn't been able to do anything. But I don't think it's that part is fair. To say that the organization or he's racist. You want to put that on the rest of the NFL? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I probably can't disagree with that. I will say this, that I try to go back to when Flores was fired, and I was surprised, right?
What's up, bro? You were surprised that he was fired?
Yes. And the reason given at that time, now when you tie it to the stuff that's happened, it's kind of interesting because what was the big reason that they said that he was fired is because he wasn't a collaborator, because he didn't work with people well. And then when you give the examples of, well, he bailed on a secret meeting supposedly with Tom Brady, which could have been tampering, and he bailed out. That's not collaborating, right? He didn't want to take $100,000 if true.
I think they were looking for, not collaborator, co-conspirator.
I think their definition of collaborator was he wasn't doing what he was told, right? And
He wasn't being the company guy.
Right. He wasn't being a company man. That's right.
Going the company line, right?
That's right. So when you tie those things together, well, now that sounds a little bit more plausible, right? That they could get this guy to do what they wanted him to do.
And then they attack his character. He's hard to get along with.
Yes.
It's him, the character attack. It's his character. He doesn't know how to talk to people. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know that.
Right. So,
but let me interject real quick there. His track record with assistant coaches would tell you maybe there is something to that, right?
Absolutely.
Almost every year he had a new staff.
That's correct.
It's kind of unheard of, especially when you're building. You know what I mean? So, The truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
That might be true, but it doesn't mean that he's hard to get along with, bro. Maybe the people fucking sucked, and he was trying to get the right people there. You know.
Then that's not good either. Then if he's bringing those in, then some's reflecting poorly on him.
But you know what? He's a first-time coach. He's learning as he goes, right? Because he wasn't a coordinator. He wasn't this, or he's going along with it.
We're talking about Brian Flores, OG.
Yeah,
Coach Flores.
You can't expect him to know. He's learning as he's going, dude.
Well, Adam Gase was learning, and he had virtually the same record, except he went to the playoffs. He got fired. Philbin was learning. He had exactly the same record, I think, except one win because he played one season that he had one extra game. He got fired. He didn't have the playoff. Before all this stuff came out, I didn't really have a problem with it. And there was a sentiment around the league that he would get another chance. Like everybody was like you, kind of like, oh my God, why are they doing this? You heard stuff about his relationship with Tua too, that. Or were those lies? If those are lies, then yeah. But if it's true, then that fits into that narrative. That
bro, if he was tough, he kind of want a fucking tough coach. Because Shula was never a fucking soft coach back in the day. He was tough and all this. The thing I like about Flores, and you might disagree, but his players didn't give up on him, dude.
No.
When they were 0-5 and 0-6 or whatever they were, they came back this year and they did. The players never gave up on his ass, and that's why I always felt like he deserved another, more time, dude. Because it wasn't abandoned ship. When they lost that first game, what was it, the Baltimore a couple of seasons ago? It was like 57-3 or some shit, and they
I gotta remind you, somebody did a Fitzpatrick,
and he left, right? But that doesn't mean
there was people giving up on him at some point.
Dude, maybe it's people that don't like being told, or whatever. It's not always, not everybody could work with a tough coach or a tough person or a tough boss.
And I think people
especially nowadays.
I think people look at that record differently. I know, Goat, that you look at it as, oh, he had the same record as Adam Gase and he got fired. But I think a lot of people look at it as that first year, they were telling him to tank, whether he got paid for it or not. Everybody was saying tank. Okay, he won games with that team. I almost throw that season out and really look at the last two, and the last two were technically winning. Now, in both of them.
He got an extra game this year, dude. Like it is the worst winning seasons of all time, dude. He won one game more than he lost both times.
And in both of those stretches, they had a long period of time where they didn't play well, which I think is a reflection.
He had two 7-game losing streaks, right?
And I think that is definitely a reflection.
That first year's team. That team was that roster was horrible, bro. It would have been if he would have tanked, nobody would have questioned it. Nobody would have fucking questioned it because they had no fucking talent, bro. They had none. There
was a lot of close games. He was learning how to coach too. That team obviously wasn't great.
I just think that those 3 years. I don't think you really could do much better than I don't see.
I don't think so.
Teams, I don't see. Oh my God, that team underachieved.
Dude,
I see those teams have
running backs. What running game did they have, dude? None.
The greatest sin there is probably his relationship with Tua and where Tua is today from when they got him, and the first season was basically to get him, and he's no better. Some people tell you he's improving. Some people tell you,
what? Dude, we're gonna find out, right?
I mean, I think we already know, but
Okay, and that leads me to my next great travesty of the Dolphins, right? Which is you you go through this headache of firing the head coach. You go and you find the young offensive mind, and what do? You tell him that he needs to work with this guy and salvage him. Why do we do that? Why can't we just have like the coach evaluate it and say, you know what, this guy sucks, I'm out, instead of saying, hey, we're hiring you because we think you're going to make this guy better. Well, fuck, I don't know shit about this guy. Oh, and by the way, the defense is good. We want you to try to keep this defensive staff. Who the hell does that?
You know, the defensive staff, I don't have as much of a problem. I do get your sentiment. But the offensive coordinator, that one is like, it's like we already started fucking it up, you know, like right off the bat.
Nobody does that. Nobody does. Hey, look, we really like this quarterback. We need you to turn him around. And by the way, here's the defense. Try to save them, because we think they're really good. Nobody's ever put in that position. I mean, usually coaches, GMs, they come in and they build the thing from the ground up with their people, whatever that is, wrong or right. Instead of this, hey, we got these parts here. We need you to kind of turn them around. So I don't really care for that.
If anything, just leave that, in private, right?
Exactly.
Why do you got to make that public?
Don't lay your cards out because you're bound to get criticized for that. That's the first thing people are going to jump on when it goes down the toilet.
Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm trying to, sometimes I try to put myself in Flores' shoes, right? And I think, why did he do that? Yes, there's a problem. Yes, somebody had to do something. But I wonder if he thought he had a chance at one of those other jobs or not.
Oh, I think he definitely did. And let's face it, right? Out of all
after he did that?
No, not
That's
after.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He even said it. He said I probably trashed my coaching career. But here's one thing we know for sure, right? It's indisputable, right? The fact remains that Bill Belichick knew that the Giants had made their decisions about who they were going to hire before they interviewed this guy.
And why? And how did he know that, and why?
And he knows that probably because he's a trusted guy who talks to other teams. Other teams call him and ask him his opinion. He's revered as a football god and guru. I don't understand how competitors do that, but okay. He also has a tie to that franchise. Remember, he coached there.
A tie to both coaches.
And a tie to the Giants franchise, too.
Yes. No, I'm saying, and the two finalists, if Flores was even a finalist, we don't know if he was one of the, but let's say they were.
Yes.
Maybe he, hey, who do you think we should take, Bill?
Yes, he could have been hey, Bill, these guys work for you. What do you think? Right? What's your opinion? Oh, I think Brian is a lot, better, or should I say Dable? I almost did the Belichick thing.
Hey, watch out! I got somebody.
What Brian am I talking about? Dable is a better offensive mind. You need help with Danny Dimes. Go with him.
That's a real endorsement, because if he doesn't think Dable's a good coach, he'll say, leave him in my division. I could handle this guy. He also got him out of his division. Now he doesn't got to deal with that guy anymore twice a year.
Right. A guy who fared pretty well against him.
The other thing is, the Texans is kind of like Patriots South or whatever. He must have thought he didn't have a chance there also. I didn't like what he came out when they hired Lovey, what he said. He was like,
yeah, that was crappy.
Hey, we all know the only reason I didn't get this is because I did this lawsuit. And
dude, how did the lawyers let him say that, right?
You're fighting for this, dude. You're fighting so that guy can have that chance. You're going to shit on it to advance your thing. That was just fucked up.
Yeah, that wasn't the right thing to say. Definitely.
I think universally people came out and said it was classless. I would have to agree.
That and in the initial thing, with the slavery thing, that's ridiculous too, man.
I never heard that stuff, but I've heard other
Yeah.
players and other scenarios, players or coaches or other people in sports refer to that. So,
well, Kaepernick did it in his documentary, but yeah, it was part of the lawsuit. It was in there word for word that it was like a plantation and all this. So that's just an insult to like slaves and shit, dude. That's fucked up.
And there's two things, and I'm sorry, one more thing. There's two things about that haven't happened, right? Belichick hasn't come out and said those weren't my texts. Somebody hacked my phone or he made that up. He never said that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other piece is the Giants haven't come out and said just what we were talking about. Hey, we simply reached out to Bill to get his opinion because we were interviewing both guys, but we hadn't made a selection yet. We were just getting his feedback or whatever.
What they did say like he has no influence over us or something like that. I heard something like that came out.
Right. They almost went the opposite way, but clearly he knew what was going on.
He wasn't lying.
Right. So we'll have to see where that goes.
The other thing is no other names have come out. It was a class action lawsuit, but I haven't heard any other names.
No, that's true.
And I'm not sure if I want Hugh Jackson, because Hugh Jackson probably did take the money and did tank if you just base it on his record.
Yeah, he's probably pissed. He actually executed the plan really well. He probably pissed that he didn't make as much money.
It's like 100,000, dude. I wasn't getting that much.
I was getting free parking and like $50, Starbucks or something,
I do believe him though, because who gets to go 1-31 in the NFL
and keep their job?
That I don't remember if the 1-15 came first and then the 0-16 or which way. But either way, those are like career-ending seasons for anybody.
Typically, yeah.
So he's had back-to-back two of the worst seasons in NFL history, and they gave him a contract extension somewhere in there.
By the way, you talk about being flexible with minorities. I don't think there's been any white coaches that's been able to do that and pull it off, right?
Well, we had one that went 1-15. He was fired.
Exactly.
The Bucs 0-14 season, was he fired?
No, that's John McKay.
But that was an expansion season, right?
And then he took him to the NFC Championship.
Then he turned them around, yeah.
So he didn't get fired on the 0-14, but that was their first year, right?
They were 0-26, I think.
All right, so that's going to be a little bit different. Expansion team, right?
Yeah, but still, dude, that's fucking crazy too.
Who went 0-16 on the Lions? Well, if D's still here, he can tell us. So they probably got fired, right?
I would think.
I don't remember who that was.
I don't either.
And then the only other one is the Browns, and we know how that worked out. So I don't know, dude. They did get every job's filled, right? At this point,
yeah. They've all been filled.
Every job got filled. Lovey got a job. We got McDaniel.
Rob Marinelli.
Oh, he probably got fired, right?
That was the Lions coach.
Fired?
That I only saw the coach that was involved with that. I'll have to look at that.
That'll be interesting to see. I'm pretty sure he would have gotten fired, right? Are you guys excited for the Super Bowl?
Not as much. Honestly.
Not as much as usual.
Yeah.
Is it the matchup? What is it about it? I kind of feel the same way.
I guess it's the matchup. Not that it's a bad matchup, or it's just not I don't know.
It's like no marquee.
Yeah.
No marquee. I don't want to say. I mean, Burrow's an up. I would like if Burrow hadn't made the Super Bowl, I would be like, that guy's an up and comer, dude. You watch out for Burrow. You know, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, like they're making him seem now on social media. He's Joe Montana. You know, but they barely got into the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But we could.
He's a good story, dude.
Oh, of course, yes. What I'm saying is, I would have been saying, watch out for Joe Burrow a couple of years from now. I never would have thought. Nobody did, you know. And then Stafford, you know, he's been around forever. That's a nice story too, I guess. You know, from loser to. But I don't know. There's something about it that like.
Yeah, it looks like he was fired after that season.
Deservedly so, right?
Yeah.
But I guess I will go for Cincinnati. What's the point spread on that? We might as well make our token picks on the Super Bowl.
I think is it 4.5?
Rams are favored by 4.5.
I that's what I thought it was.
I haven't looked at it.
Let's look it up real quick. Jace probably still doesn't respect Burrow unless he wins a Super Bowl or two. He might say, like, I got to see him win a couple.
Yeah.
Dude.
Rams
4.5. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals as well. What do you how about this? Let's give our score prediction since, you know.
Okay.
All right. So I'm taking the Bengals as well.
Mm-hmm.
And my prediction is 27-24 Bengals.
Okay. I will do a slightly higher scoring game, and I will go 34-27 Bengals.
Fun?
Yeah, I'd go 31-24 Rams.
Okay.
You know, the Rams had their chance to beat Tom Brady 2 times. I can't root for those guys now. You know, even with Stafford, they had plenty of chances.
I don't think I have a rooting interest. I did think Cincinnati was dangerous all the way through the playoffs, and I noted that. I think they're still dangerous, but man, if there's a chance that the little Burrow, ride ends, it's with Donald and Von Miller. If Tennessee sacked them 9 times, these guys are gonna kill him or should kill him.
Yeah, with that shaky offensive line, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that's the difference maker. If that guy's on his back, game over. If somehow they end up blocking those 2 guys, Miller and Donald, then it'll be a game.
Every time Burrow gets hit, I think he's fucking rolls out a knee or something. But every time he gets hit,
yes.
It's like
dude, that's the most amazing part. He just came back off that devastating injury last year.
Yeah, because consider he didn't play his full rookie season, had that devastating fucking injury, and then to come back, it's fucking. I give that guy props, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could see now what the Goater said about that guy becoming the new kind of villain. Maybe if he wins too easily and he starts to become that guy who always wins, sometimes those guys become the villains, right? The effortless winning, everything always works out in their favor guys. Sound familiar?
Yeah, I still hope that like Mahomes will like do some soul searching in the offseason and be like, you know what, honey, bro, I ain't bringing you guys to the fucking games no more, okay?
Honey, shut the fuck up.
Just fucking stay at home, watch the game from home. let me go take care of business. Those people have to have been a distraction for him, dude, all season, you know? Like, oh, and maybe he's not. He had was like, all right, dude, I'm just easy. So I have hope for him to turn it around.
Yes. What else
All
you
right,
got?
what else do we got? Football Hall of Fame.
Dolphins lose again.
2 Raiders got in this year.
Who made it on the Raiders?
Cliff Branch.
I loved Cliff Branch, man.
And this one's he was a Raider at the end of. I don't think he's going in for his Raider years, although he was good in his Raider years. Richard Seymour.
Oh, come on, dude. Nobody remembers that guy as a Raider, bro.
Yeah,
I do.
Okay, yeah. That guy's a fucking Patriot, right?
Yeah, he's a Patriot.
Yeah.
During those years of the Super Bowl, that it was always an NFC team that would win it. Like the Raiders were the only ones. I was always an AFC guy. The Raiders were the only ones that kind of beat them, so that was kind of nice. But I loved Cliff Branch, man.
Yeah, dude, he was class.
That's one of those few guys that retired and he was still fast when he retired.
He was like a Darryl Green, right?
Yes.
He was Darryl Green before Darryl Green.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna put up the finalists here in a minute, or the people who got in. I just thought about, so you mentioned the Raiders. Flores is probably looking at that shit too, and he's like, this motherfucker. This motherfucker got busted cheating over here in Denver. Fucking went crying back to Papa Bill. Got his job back over there. Took the fucking Colts job. Left them high and dry. Went back to Papa Bill. And now their Raiders are hiring that guy. That probably had something to do with it too. You know, like, I would be pissed about that, dude. You know, like, I got fired here. You know, I'll side with him on that. I got fired here. I almost had a winning record. This motherfucker, they're going to give him another chance, dude.
I thought he was going to take over for Belichick. He was going to stay until Belichick left, and he would take over New England. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised he left, and I'm not happy about him being a Raider now.
I was going to ask you, you're not happy with it?
No.
You don't think he'll evolve the offense and help Carr along or anything like that?
He might do good, but I'm not banking on it. I'm not. He's the head of our team. I'm not happy about it.
He's such a phony. He said, hey, how you doing? It was a fumble. That was like the first words he said when he met with
I heard that
with Davis.
for the interview or some shit. Yeah.
Fucking slimy.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Sam Mills was a good guy to see in there.
Yeah.
Is Sam Mills basically Zach Thomas?
To a certain extent.
Yeah. I'd have to see the stats, but also Sam Mills played on Zach played on some good defenses, but Sam Mills was probably on some of the greatest linebacking course.
Right. So it would be easier to be Sam Mills in there than it would be to be Zach Thomas on the Dolphins.
Zach Thomas is going to get in, dude. It's just going to take him a few years. That's all.
Probably.
I mean, Sam Mills was in that Ricky Jackson, Patrick Swilling, was it Vaughn Johnson? Like, probably best linebacking cores in NFL history.
Ricky Jackson.
Yeah. And I was surprised Devin Hester didn't get in.
Me too. But he's probably just not a first ballot, right? This was his first year.
Yes, but when you look at the people who got in, it's not like there was better first ballot. Like really, it's got to be one of the weaker classes, right?
I think. So.
Could you show it or at least read them off? I don't know all of them.
I'm trying.
Even though Devin Hester's that's my opinion, the greatest returner ever. He's still a special teamer, and a lot of people probably don't think that's a first ballot Hall of Famer, you know. And going back to Sam Mills, it took Sam Mills a long time to get into the Hall of Fame as well. So that's why I think Zach's going to get in.
The thing about Sam Mills is you could argue he's the fourth best linebacker on his team, maybe. Which is kind of weird to say.
And he died, which usually, I hate to say it, but you usually get a lot of posthumous votes.
Yeah.
But okay, that linebacking crew. Ricky Jackson's in, is he? I believe.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I believe Ricky Jackson is. I don't believe Patrick Swelling is. Even though they were one of the greatest linebacking crews, it doesn't mean they were all Hall of Famers, you know? And
right.
I do agree Sam Mills is a Hall of Famer. I don't know if Patrick Swelling is that, although Patrick Swelling did have a ton of freaking sacks.
Yeah. And then Sam Mills went to the Panthers where he was on another solid linebacking group. Did he play with Kevin Green when he went there? And did Dan Morgan ever play with him?
I don't know about that. I don't know if Dan Morgan. I don't know if they
intersected.
Yeah,
I'm not sure either. But I think Sam Mills played with pretty good linebackers at the Panthers too.
I would guess to say that they did intersect. That they were on at least maybe a rookie team. You know, when Dan Morgan was a rookie or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Pat Swilling is not a. Ricky Jackson is, but Pat Swilling is not. He's a college Hall of Famer, not an NFL Hall of Famer.
Former Raider as well.
Yeah, who isn't? And he did have over 100 sacks.
Yeah, he had a ton of sacks.
That's usually a good marker, 100 plus sacks.
Yeah, he had 107 sacks.
Yeah.
And then what was the name of the other guy? Was it Von Johnson?
That sounds familiar.
I think you're on with the Vaughn. I just don't remember the last name.
What was that crew? Didn't they have a nickname? What was that defense's nickname?
Were they the Dome Patrol?
Was that it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, the Dome Patrol was their name. It was defensive coordinator Steve Sidwell's 3-4 defense. Ricky Jackson. Yeah, Von Johnson was the name of the other guy. Let's see what Von Johnson did.
I think he's the weakest of the four.
Yeah, he is definitely the weakest of them all. 12 sacks, 4 picks, 11 forced fumbles, 669. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler, so like not a slouch.
No.
And he was one of the USFL guys too. He played on the Jacksonville Bulls.
Johnson or Mills?
Johnson. I think Mills was USFL too.
Yeah, I believe so. That's one.
Or CFL. And USFL. He was a Toronto Argonaut, and he was a Philadelphia/Baltimore Stars. Yeah. And that was after he was a Brown.
Oh, I did not know that one.
So he was a Brown, then an Argonaut, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Panther.
In Carolina.
Yeah. Mule is another one that got in.
Who?
Dick Vermeil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the coach that cries a lot.
He's sensitive.
Yeah.
But he gets along with people.
Yes, he does. I would say he's a collaborator.
Yeah.
And a crier.
And his players do play for him. Lou love him.
And Greg Kinnear.
Didn't he go get like Lawrence Phillips out of jail?
Or was that Jimmy?
I think I've heard that story when he was a Ram.
Yeah. Oh, Tony Baselli is the other one.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, short career, but he was. Everybody's agrees that guy was super dominant.
Yeah. The first ever pick and the first ever Hall of Famer for them. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Leroy Butler.
The Butler did it.
Overdue, I think, on him. I think it's
Yes.
overdue.
And I believe he's Leroy Butler.
Yeah, it's Leroy.
I've heard it both ways.
I think he corrects you if you say Leroy.
Seminole.
This guy who was Bryant Young.
Yes,
That's good.
he was dominant.
49er, right?
Yeah, that guy was a horse.
Yeah, Niner.
Oh,
Do we lose him?
I don't know.
He looks very concentrated there.
Dude, this is the second Raider, bro, that he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame after their death. That kind of sucks.
That does suck. Good for his family, but
Yeah, but it sucks. And dude, he's been eligible. I think it was the senior committee that got Branch in, and he's probably been eligible since 88. I mean 89 or something. 88.
is Dave Casper in the Hall of Fame?
I believe he is. Yeah, I believe Dave Casper's in. I'm pretty sure. So
I don't know. Seems like they could have got Zach Thomas in there.
you probably, you know what? I'll go on a limb. I'll say he gets in next year. Not knowing who's up next year. I think Zach Thomas will get. Okay, you know what? I'll say he gets in within the next 2 years.
If there was ever a class to get in, it was this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have.
I mean,
he didn't really have like superstar.
Who's the superstar of this group? Who's the big guy? There isn't one, right?
that's what I'm saying. It just sucks he didn't get in this year because if there was a year like Baselli played 6 years. Probably, I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers, but maybe towards the end of those 6 years, he wasn't even, as good. Maybe, maybe that's why he couldn't keep playing. I know Brian Young was good.
He's the Terrell Davis of offensive linemen. The Gale Sayers of offensive linemen.
Mm. So we'll see. I don't know who's up next year, but
No first ballot inductees.
no, these are all like old guys already.
Yeah, that they've been up for a few years now.
Mills was his last year, 20th year of eligibility.
Damn.
Mills, 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. It took him a long time, dude. And
Butler and Baselli were 16 years.
So what's the total years? 20 years is the total eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
and then you go to the senior committee.
Brian Young was in his 10th. So if you're going to base it on, well, Seymour was in his 5th. So if you're going to base it on least amount of years of eligibility, Seymour is like the big name, I guess.
So how many years in is Zach?
He's got to be pushing a decade or more.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in already, to be honest.
Did he retire, like 2010 or something?
I don't know.
I think it was
2009?
I think it was 08 or some shit.
Yeah, I want to guess 9. He had that year or two there in Dallas.
God, I forgot about
Oh, actually, he was a Chief, too. I don't remember that at all, dude.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
He was a Chief in 2009.
Jesus.
Wow, and that was it? That was his last. So he's been there, what, 12 years? 13 years?
Yeah. I gotta read what he did in Kansas City, dude. I don't remember that at all.
Okay, so he's been gone 13 years, so he's in his 8th year of eligibility, right?
Okay, yeah, you gotta wait the 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to hear his Kansas City?
What'd you say?
Unrestricted. If you want to read his Kansas City, I think he had a spaz career.
Yeah, fire away.
Unrestricted free agent, 2009 season, 1-year contract, $2 million. Suffered a concussion early in training camp, and was eventually released on September 5th after not playing in any exhibition games. In October, he filed a grievance against the Chiefs for releasing him without a settlement while recovering.
So basically, he did nothing but get injured.
Look what these saying, bro. It's 20. Yeah, baseball dropped it from 15 to 10 years. Did you guys ever see Zach Thomas up close?
No.
What'd you say?
Did you ever see Zach Thomas up close?
I went to a cheesecake factory, and he was waiting. He came in and was behind me.
No way.
Yeah. With a quite attractive woman. What is that? Jason Taylor's sister or something? Or
With Jason, no, Jason Taylor was with his sister.
right? Whatever. Okay. Yeah, but she was attractive.
His sister is hot.
Yeah.
What was your impression?
Man, he's not he really isn't a big guy. Really didn't barely talk to even the person he was with. And I do remember Joe Rose saying on the radio, that guy doesn't come on ever on any sports talk. He doesn't really he doesn't do a lot of like signings or anything. He's really kind of to himself.
He's an introvert.
Yeah.
Well, I heard he was always really committed to nutrition, practicing, like that,
football, he was engrossed in it.
Like during the week, do not even people, even family. I always heard that, don't even, he wants to make sure everything is ready, so he doesn't even have to think about anything except practice, training, and playing football.
And I hear that he was a serious film reviewer, looker, whatever you want to call it. He looked at a lot of film and studied like crazy.
Dude, I got to see him at one of the practices over when they were at Nova.
Yeah.
And I was up close to him. They were all leaving, and he was signing autograph for the kids and all. I had my sons there and everything. He wasn't tall. He was just as tall as me, probably a little taller. It might have been the cleats. But dude, he was massive. He was so fucking wide.
Well, he is wide.
His arm was like this fucking. His arm was just fucking massive.
He is wide.
And his neck.
And his neck, dude, his arm was like my fucking torso. I was like, what the fuck? But
even some of the extremity, I mean, compared to other linebackers, he really sticks out as being smaller.
And that's what I'm getting to. If he looks massive, that big, that wide, up close, and then he looks small next to these other guys. And then I saw some of those other guys as they were do you remember you guys had a nose tackle, Saniga, I think it was, or I'm pretty sure it was Saniga or something like that. He was a nose tackle for a couple of years. That guy's calves, I was like, what the fuck? People don't, it's like basketball players. You don't know how truly big and imposing they are until you see them up close and personal, dude. And then it's like, what the fuck? I wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah, he seemed like a typical gym rat.
Yeah,
kind of guy.
He's got that Shula look, don't he?
He's got that chiseled jaw.
Yeah.
Look.
Shula would have loved him, dude, on his team.
Oh, absolutely.
They never crossed paths at all.
No.
Well, I mean, obviously they met. He was still alive and stuff.
Yeah, but Shula didn't coach him.
How many years did they miss each other by?
A year.
Yeah, not by much, because his first year is 96.
Yeah. And Shula retired in 95.
Oh, wow. So it was just one season.
He was a Shula player, though, definitely.
Oh, that's terrible.
Isn't he sort of the modern Nick Buoniconti, right?
Yes, that's who I was. That's who came to mind in that one pick, that one shot of him, the first one you had up. He's totally Nick Buoniconti in that shot.
Because Nick Buoniconti wasn't big either.
No. They were just smart, dude.
Very.
They did the most with their abilities.
Absolutely.
Well,
he deserves to be in.
I agree. Actually,
what else we got, dude?
It'll be interesting if Jason is in. He should be in. And what about those two corners eventually?
Madison
and Surtain.
Yeah, I think Madison over Surtain.
Well, he won a Super Bowl, right?
Did he? I'm not even putting it as far as the Super Bowl. I just think Madison was a better player than Surtain.
I believe he helped the Giants beat Tom Shady.
I don't know, dude. Those two guys were. Madison went to the Giants, right?
Yeah, that's why I said he won a Super Bowl there.
And Surtain went to Kansas City.
Yes.
And his son is now in the league.
Yes.
At the Broncos.
Yes.
I don't know, dude. Those two guys were pretty fucking shut down, dude. I guess that's gotta hurt you sometimes, right? When there's another guy that's like as good as you there.
And then there was a lot of other good corners during that time as well.
Yeah, that was the era of the corner. Probably you had Deion Sanders, Woodson.
When you actually could be a corner.
Ty Law, Revis.
Yeah, a little later, Revis.
Woodson.
Mentioned Woodson.
Rod Woodson.
I think of him more like a safety, though, right?
He was everything, though.
Yeah, he was everything. But I think when he came in, he was a corner.
Yeah, early on.
And I think he played both safety spots and even a little kind of linebacker.
Champ Bailey, Darryl Green.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm sure we're missing some.
Dude, at one time, the Redskins had Darryl Green, Champ Bailey, and Deion Sanders in their defensive backfield.
Yeah.
That's 3 Hall of Famers, right? They're reopening that guy's case, right?
Snyder?
Yeah.
I'm glad they are.
How about that, huh? That guy's had all kinds of crap, and that's been pretty much swept under the rug.
9 lives, dude.
How about the new name of the Washington team?
The Commanders.
I would have just stayed the Washington football team, dude. I thought that was fine.
That kind of grew on me. I have to say.
The Washington football team.
Yes.
I would have stayed with that, dude. I liked it. It had a toughness to it. The Commanders sounds kind of weak. Yeah. Doesn't roll off the tongue. The Commander. The Washington Commander.
And by the way, I think, as I apologize in advance for saying this, but I do believe that Washington, the Redskin helmet was one of the most classic, detailed, best helmets and logos as offensive as it was, really nice logo and just the color scheme and all that. Pretty badass.
I don't think it was offensive. That's just my opinion.
You, sir, are a racist. I read where they said they went from the Indians name to now the people who killed the Indians back then, the commanders. So like that it's still fucked up the name they went with.
Wouldn't that be Trooper though?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny, dude.
They should have called themselves like the Washington Custards.
Well,
Washington Redlegs.
what was that Iron Maiden song? Was it called The Trooper?
The Trooper.
Right?
Yeah.
And the video was of like a trooper killing Indians.
No, that's Run to the Hills.
Run to the Hill.
Oh yeah, that's actually going to be their intro music next season. Yeah. They're going to use that when the team runs out onto the field.
And you're going to see the Indians on bikes in the old classic films in the video.
Wow. All right.
I wonder if they're going to go after like the Seminoles or something like that.
Well, what about the Chiefs? Not offensive?
I don't think that's.
See, I don't know, because the Chief is like a he's the boss. You know what I mean? Maybe the Seminoles is not offensive because, that's just a tribe's name.
Yeah, like if it was the Washington White Men, that might not go well.
Washington Crackers would be the equivalent. Yeah. If it was like Washington Crackers, they'll be like, oh, those are the Senators and
or the Japs, like the Washington Japs. The Washington Oyes.
No, that would be like Miami Oyes or something like that.
The Baceros, the Miami Baceros.
Los Angeles Chicanos. Or something like that.
Wetbacks. Okay, we're getting in dangerous territory. We're getting
moving along.
Well, some crack pipes. Just like, subscribe if you want to sign up
for crack pipe,
for the crack pipe giveaway. Yeah, crack pipe giveaway.
I think they're walking that back and they're calling them smoking kits.
There was gonna be crack pipes in the kit, right?
No, bro.
Oh, they're smoking pipes.
You don't think there was ever gonna?
I'm sorry, they're called smoking kits.
You don't think there was ever gonna be crack pipes in there?
No, dude.
Yeah, there were crack pipes, but they were called smoking kits.
Because every other time they gave out those kits in any other place, there was crack pipes in them.
I think it was going to have rolling paper, a crack pipe.
It was going to have hygiene stuff.
There was going to be needles in it.
But they've done that before.
Yeah, it's fucked up anyways.
There is
going to be a mouthpiece for your crack pipe.
It's more to stop the spread of HIV and hepatitis and all that stuff.
I do think that between giving out crack pipes and going to jail for a joint, that's somewhere in the middle there is probably where we need to be, right? Somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, like we're not putting you in jail for weed, but we're also not giving you crack pipes.
Yeah, let's work from there out.
Yeah. Hey, all right. You know what? Not going to put you in jail for weed. Not going to give you crack pipes.
Yeah. I think we should work in the middle there to kind of work. I think we could work that out.
$33 million, dude. I think is what it was or something, right? I would have liked like programs better. Like shit to help people get off or not be on them. I think that shit blew up in their face, and then they were like, "No, there's no crack pipes, dude."
I think
they're not putting crack pipes.
I think the crack pipes was incorrect.
That's what the White House lady said, but
I think that was
that job is basically like professional president's liar, no matter who it is, right?
Your job is to spin the message correctly and then take abuse from all the questions so the president doesn't have to.
So like basically, so the president doesn't have to face as much shit.
Yeah.
And Trump had like a record amount of those people, right?
Yeah, and I think he didn't have one for the last year and a half or something.
Yeah, and
He didn't even have one.
No, he didn't have one for like the last year and a half.
Probably because he couldn't. Right.
Did we lose him again?
I see him
Hard
moving.
job to fill, probably.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough job, dude.
Who the fuck would want to do that job, dude?
Well, think about it.
Jesus.
You're on TV every day. There's not too many. There's almost not even the best actors in the world could say that. It's a lot of publicity, good and bad.
What do those people end up doing?
After they leave?
Yeah, like have anybody parlayed those jobs into like something way better?
Most of them probably go into the private sector. Their PR.
Probably go into therapy, probably.
Probably some of that. Well, Sarah Huckabee is going to run for governor of Arkansas, like her father, Mr. Huckabee.
Trump had a couple there that were kind of like him, but women, where they would just fucking say whatever, dude. She was one of them. She was fucking tough, dude. I would not want to do that job. Excuse me. What else? Some lady got raped in the metaverse. Did you guys hear about that?
No, what's that?
The metaverse is like this virtual reality Facebook world. So they're going to roll out some personal boundary tool to block avatars from invading like a 4-foot perimeter around your virtual character. Because some lady complained that they
another avatar got too close?
No, it's like a gangbang. It was a gangbang. And their stock tanked.
What stock?
Facebook or Meta.
I heard about Facebook tanking. Let me ask you guys, do you guys know anything about VV?
BB?
VV, the app. I think they sell NFTs. You guys don't know? I think we got to look into that shit.
I mean, I've been reading a lot about the NFTs, but not specifically VV.
Because I hear people. It seems like they're fabricating collectibles. Like I have a customer that comes in and he's always talking about it. And I looked into it a little bit, and this one's, and he's showing me this one came out. They only made 500 of these. It's this, and look at it's worth each one's worth $1 million or $60,000. Let's just put it in that. But then I kind of read up, and it's like, yeah, you got that in the VV, but they don't pay out any of that money. It's in the web or some shit, and you buy it for 400. It goes up to 60,000 if you buy the right one. Everybody buys it, but as far as what I read at the time, it seems like they're not paying out any of that money. So what the fuck? It seems like a fucking scam, right?
I had this conversation with my dad in 1987 when I was collecting tops, and I bought the price guide, and I would be looking at my cards, and I would say, Don Mattingly, $5. Daryl Straw, he's like, yeah, who's gonna fucking pay you that? I know it says it in that book. Yeah. Who's gonna pay you? Yeah, nobody ever fucking paid me for them.
No, but you know what?
Right.
But now they pay you on eBay, Amazon or whatnot. But
not for Don Mattingly, but
you can sell Don Mattingly cards, bro. Come on, they go for more.
I guess, but this sounds like the same thing. I don't get the NFT thing. I get it for people selling them. I would love to sell them.
But it seems like you're getting. It says, yeah, you would like to sell them. You get the receive the money, but if you're not paying anything out, and who's paying it? You know, that's what I'm saying.
They got to find another sucker to buy it afterwards.
It seems like a sucker move to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the customer, he's trying to. He was trying to, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, bro, but I don't understand that. And
who's gonna pay you that?
Exactly, and it's like
we should bring a NFT guy on the show.
Yeah. So have you heard of the guys that have done that with memorabilia of, like, you know, jersey of Jim Brown? It costs $250,000, and you basically, it's like a stock. You buy pieces of it, right? So you guys have seen that one?
That's
Like,
kind of like with the one with the comic books and the collectibles. It's the same kind of shit.
oh, okay, so you can buy pieces. It's not the full thing.
Well, the way they do it, let's say with the comics, you buy the cover of the comic,
Okay.
or the whole comic or some shit. But they put up 500 of them, but it's only on you know, in the air somewhere.
Yes, it's not a tangible asset.
Remember that guy with the invisible statue?
That's the guy I'm talking about.
Some guy who sold an invisible statue. It wasn't a.
Oh, no, that's not the guy. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes. I know what he's talking about. That
Where they
the
sold.
That was an artist. That
artist or something. Yes.
yeah. That guy is the coolest. That guy's my hero. That guy kicks ass, man.
It's almost like he's is he the one that started all this, I guess?
I don't know, but I was reading.
I've seen. Sorry, go ahead.
I was reading this this guy Ray Davalos or something like that. He's like one of the top bazillionaires, hedge fund, you know, super finance investment guy. And he was talking down seriously about you know, the whole crypto stuff, the you know, the make-believe money, as he called it. He thinks it's overrated. It's going to be super corrected. I mean, it will be something, but not. He's cautious about it. It's very overinflated, he was saying.
I would agree with that.
What's the argument on crypto? What's like the detract? By the way, I have seen NFT like tied to like a collectible, right? So like you could get that at Man of Action Figures, by the way. Batman animated series Mayfax. So let's say there was only like one of these, right? And then you could buy the NFT, and then you get this too. You get the physical thing too, but there's like an NFT attached to it, you know, that can be used.
Yes.
That seems more legit, right? But when they're just like, oh, it's a picture. The NFT is a picture of this, a digital file. That's the ones where I'm like, what, dude? I'm buying a picture? It's pictures on the internet, dude. But anyways, what's the argument for crypto not being good that they said? Do you remember?
Well, I don't think he put arguments around it. I could tell you what I've read separately, and certainly what I see in my world as being the biggest one, and that's nefarious crime. The whole cyber, the whole ransomware, cyber criminals, those people don't get paid if there wasn't any crypto. So that crime would literally, for the most part, not completely, there'll be other things, but you would wipe out that crime to a certain degree, because what is that crime, right? Is getting this money that is not in a bank, that's not traceable, that's not anything, right? That is a big thing.
That used to be cash.
Not in the cyber world. You can't go and hold people's stuff hostage and say, write me a check or drop off a duffel bag, because nobody would do that. You'd get caught. But the whole electronic...
Well, I mean, that's how you used to do it, right? Back in the day? That kind of crime was cash.
Not really. There wasn't that level. There was, first of all, the cyber world wasn't really developed for that, and people were exploiting it because there was no way of doing the money transaction in a way that you wouldn't get caught until crypto.
Mm.
The crypto is the key because, it's not like you get a check and you got to go to the bank to cash it. It's all done nefariously. It's all done, over the dark web.
Not all of it. Hold on, not all of it.
Most of it. It's cyber criminals. They don't deal.
But not all crypto is.
No. But it's primary. A lot of what drives crypto is the nefarious traffic.
Yeah, but there's a lot of dude, NFL players take their salary in crypto.
Absolutely.
I think you're representing your company values.
Not my company. The whole industry, the whole cyber criminal thing.
That's definitely the government's stance on the whole thing. And I know that there's legitimate effed up stuff, but there's people are getting paid in it,
right. But mostly because the value of it has been driven more by nefarious than, I would say, mainstream stuff. That's how it was born.
Dude, the Lakers playing cryptoarena.com or whatever that shit is, dude.
It's getting more mainstream. And
yeah,
I think what analysts are saying is that it's going to lose its value when they do put rules around it, which they're going to have to, right? You can't walk into a bank with $10,000 and not have to put, explain documentation, this, that, and the other. There are rules in banking that are going to have to be applied to crypto, and that's when that's going to dip a little bit, I guess, is the idea, right?
Of course, that's the beauty of it, that it's decentralized. That's why people like it. That's why, they can, it's a lot of it is anonymous. They don't know who did what. But what they really don't like is that they're not getting a piece of that money. That's what they really don't like.
Of course, that's part of it too.
Yeah.
And they use the whole crime thing, you could say, as a defense, but the crime thing's a big deal, man.
Yes, there may be things going on, maybe.
That's not
some
to say
false flag.
That's not to say they'll find other ways, but it is the perfect medium in the whole internet or the whole cyber world to make money anonymously and do illegal transactions without getting caught.
Look, dude, even disc golfers are getting paid in Bitcoin, dude. That's when you know it's reached all realms. When the disc golfers are getting it. Anybody watch any Olympics?
No.
Nothing?
I think the Olympics has lost its allure.
Yeah, it used to be a thing.
And whenever I see it, it's usually the summer, never the winter.
Definitely the summer is the big draw, but
I
think the Olympics lost their allure when I think it was big when we only had 6 channels.
Yes, I would have to agree.
I think when we went into cable and there's so many other options, it became less of a fucking thing, When it was a big deal, dude, and everybody would watch. Everybody was tuned into what was going on. I think it's too many options now, dude, and it's lost its appeal.
Is curling that one where they throw that thing and the guy has a broom or some shit?
Yeah, dude, you got I saw a little bit of that actually.
That's such a weird sport, dude.
I love the Olympics too, D, but it's lost. It's lost. I don't know. It's lost a little bit.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
They caught some Russian chick that was 15 doping.
Did you see her though?
No.
I actually saw her routine.
Do you know her name, by the way?
Oh, dude, but she's fucking amazing, bro.
Well, I'm sure she was. She was fucking doped up, dude.
Dude, but I'm not talking about doped up, whatever. But it was impressive to watch her performance, dude. she's got grades, bro. She was freaking breathtaking.
Camila Valiva.
It could be. I don't know, dude.
You know what's messed up is that
She's a
I don't know if
bro.
you guys have watched any Olympics in the last couple of years, but they
banned the Russians.
they allow the athlete. Is this the girl?
Dude, she's not that she's got she performs beautifully, bro. It's not that she's gorgeous.
This is the girl.
Yeah, dude, but she moves amazing. She's beautiful to watch on the ice, bro.
She did a move that has never been done.
Never been done. Never been landed.
Yes, that probably was. They were probably like, yeah. Wait a second. Nobody ever did this before.
It wasn't just that about it. I'm talking about her whole routine, and she actually fell in that routine, and she fell, and it didn't fucking matter. She was, dude, you couldn't take your eyes off her. It was a beautiful routine, and that's not just because of that jump.
You know you're good when you make a mistake and you still don't lose enough points to.
And to be honest, when she fell, it was like I forgot that she fell because everything else was just flawless.
So she's doped up. She fell, and she still got the best fucking score.
I don't know. I didn't stick around to finish watching. I just saw her routine.
Well, I heard
but it was
in the team competition, I think the U.S. ended up with the silver. The Russians were first, but then the doping came out, and now they're investigating. And if it proves to be, I guess the U.S. will get the gold.
Yeah,
It's gonna be rare for it to just be one of them doping, right?
Of course, I would think.
And since last Olympics, you don't see Russia. You see ROC, which is the Russian Olympic Committee. So the country can't participate, but the athletes, they allow them to participate as a group because of those sanctions with those doping scandals they had back in the day.
That's like a little loophole, right?
I guess they did it not to screw over the athletes that weren't cheating, but look, you were cheating.
And going back to your point, Hialeah, I think maybe too, at least for me, the Olympics probably were a little bit more a big deal too when the Cold War was happening.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Kind of more tense.
You were always looking at the medal count between Russia and the U.S., right?
Yeah.
That was a big part of it. Definitely a big part of it. We would boycott them; they would boycott us. Then when we would go against the men's basketball against the Russian basketball team.
Yes.
The hockey.
The hockey, all that, dude. It felt like it was just us against them pretty much.
But we started to get our ass kicked in basketball when we used to just send our college all-stars.
Our college, and they were sending men.
Right, they were sending their pros.
Their pros, kind of like the hockey as well. That's what the 1980 Olympics, the hockey team was such a big deal. Those were all college kids, man, and they beat these freaking men.
Yeah,
it's a big difference.
So the first dream team was the first time that we sent our pros for basketball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we would always do pretty well with the college guys too. But then they went like a couple times without winning the gold, and they were like, "We don't want to fucking experience that."
I think the Russians. It was like a big steal, like in I want to say '76, that they stole the.
Oh, that was a scam.
It was a super scam against the basketball team.
3 timeouts or something. They replayed it 3 times.
Yeah, it was something crazy, and they stole it from us. And then after that, that's when the whole pro thing came up, and it didn't actually happen until '92. But
right. And then after a while, what we ended up doing, inadvertently probably, is we ended up making the rest of the world better by having them play our best. I think somehow, like indirectly, like now they're actually playing Jordan and Pippen. They're getting blown out at that point, but then as time goes on, and then they start beating us. You know,
They
at a
get
certain
better,
point.
man. You know what? I don't think it's a bad thing, dude. It's not
Excuse
a
me.
bad thing at all.
Well, it wasn't bad for the world, but for us, it was. You know, I think we lost to Puerto Rico once.
It was 72 or 68. I thought it was 76.
Yeah, I
Now-
thought it was in the 70s, but
Yeah.
could be
Now
wrong.
baseball's not an Olympic game anymore, is it?
I think it was
They played an exhibition last year
it was like yeah.
because
So
Japan, right? It was in Japan, and they're big on baseball.
we never sent our pros in the baseball either, right?
We did send like minor leaguers or like the best college, but they never took guys out of the regular season to play.
And we would lose there too, right? We never won medals there, right?
Well, no, we won some.
Did we?
Yeah, I thought we won in '88. Let's see. I'll look it up.
I don't know about baseball.
I thought like with Jim Abbott in like the '80s, we won.
That sounds familiar.
McGuire, I think, was one of those Olympic teams.
But we're very far and few between is I guess what I was coming to.
I don't
Would
think
you say Hialeah?
McGuire was on one of those Olympic
Yeah,
teams.
yeah, he was. And now now they have that World Baseball Classic, which is a little bit more.
In baseball, it's a little bit more competitive. Japan's good. All the Latin teams were good.
But that was another big thing that we would tune in for would be Cuba,
Yes,
Mhm.
to watch Cuba play baseball.
yes, huge.
Yeah.
And Cuba with the boxing as well.
Oh, what was
My God,
Stevenson. What was that guy's name?
Jackson, yes.
Was a
That
badass.
Yeah, that guy won every freaking heavyweight gold medal forever, dude.
Which guy?
Teofilo, Filio,
Yeah.
Stevenson.
So the U.S. won 1 gold medal, 1 silver, and 2 bronze.
In baseball?
Yeah,
How many gold?
1.
Wow.
And it's not a sport anymore, it's not, or is it still in there?
I mean, they played it in 2020 because of Japan.
Okay,
I
I guess it is. I know they try out sports for a few Olympics to see if they catch on, and then they make it an official Olympic sport.
mean, they had breakdancing, dude.
Did they really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Surfing? I think they had surfing at one point.
The U.S. won it in 1996. Oh no, sorry, that was Cuba. We won it in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too good for America's pastime, though.
I mean, dude, they're not really putting the guys in there, I guess,
Think about it. It's also during the peak of the season, so they have to stop the season in order to send our team, right?
Sorry, speaking of baseball, I just saw something pop up. Giambi's cause of death was suicide.
Damn, dude.
Giambi's.
Yeah, Jeremy Giambi died a couple days ago. Jason was the more famous of the 2 brothers. Jeremy did play in Oakland and I think in Kansas City. Shit, man, that sucks, dude.
So he was the brother,
Yeah.
but one of the brothers killed himself.
Yes, Jeremy,
Yeah.
apparently. Well, and Bob Saget's cause of death came out. Bumped his head. Supposedly. Didn't think much of it. Went to sleep.
Never
Didn't
woke
wake
up.
up.
I wonder how that happened. They haven't really said, right, how he hit his head.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, dude, the other day I was on the couch and my kids took out the backing of the sofa. When you throw yourself back on the couch, sometimes you do it pretty violently. And I threw myself back expecting that couch to be there. And I hit the back of my head on like the hard part of the sofa. I mean, I could have knocked myself out probably if I would have hit myself in the right place.
Was it just want to ask a question.
Go ahead, wise guy.
Was it the spot in the sofa where you always do sit? Like everybody has a spot on the sofa.
The one that's more dented in.
No, I mean,
Spot? Was it like your spot? Would you say you're in that spot 75% of the time?
not really. But I know how to sit on that spot,
So it's
It's just like when you sit somewhere and there's a bunch of stuff missing.
let's just say it's your spot. You think it was intentional?
No. That's just like when you're going down a ladder and you think you're on the last spot, but you're not. You could fuck up your ankle.
Oh, dude, that happened. That's happened to me going down my stairs. I don't know how many times.
Yeah, it's just like 6 inches.
Yeah, you missed that last step, and it's like, dude, you could fuck yourself up.
Fuck yourself up. So it was one of those. I don't think they were trying to kill me.
Maybe
so.
maybe just bump your head, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe lightning strikes twice in a month.
I don't think it was intentional. I want you to give this a try, Hialeah. Say this 3 times fast.
Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. It's hard.
Yeah, I know.
Unique New York. Unique New. It's hard, dude.
It is. Mom, you want to give it a try?
I did it while he was doing it. I don't think I could do it.
It's harder than you think.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
You
It's
see
like
that?
you got to pay attention, right, to what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. But I had to really concentrate.
You got to concentrate.
Yeah,
It sounded like one of those I Need New York came out.
no, I did it perfectly, dude. You could check the tape.
Who got you started on that?
I saw that somewhere online, and I thought we tried. I didn't think it was that hard to do until I actually tried to do it. The baseball's still on a strike, but I think they agreed to do a universal DH. Dude, their commissioners, these people are so sleazy, dude.
Is that the big hang up of DH?
Well, no, that was one of the things. I think some of the things they want is they want to get rid of that the service time with the young players. So there's like a loophole now where if they don't bring the guy in April when the season starts, later, bro.
See ya,
But they start him like in May. They get to keep the guy around for like another year of eligibility or another year of team control. So they want to get rid of like that thing. They want to get rid of too bad, dude. I think they're gonna do the DH everywhere. Is what I heard. They want to like get the young guys to be able to get bigger contracts without having to wait so long. But this guy's like, he's claiming you could get a better return on investment in the stock market with a lot less risk than owning a Major League Baseball club. Anybody buying that?
No.
I don't know about that, man.
It seems like why if you didn't have to pay these guys $300 million, you could then charge less for a hot dog and charge less for a beer and charge less for tickets. They could still make a shitload of money. You know what I mean? Millions even. With the TV contracts, it's the one sport that's more out of control with those losing.
I think for baseball,
like football is way bigger, right?
I think for all these sports, the biggest thing is that TV contract. Above everything else.
That's the key.
Well, theirs is good based on the quantity, right? Because so many games, 162 games.
But baseball has revenue sharing. The other sports don't have that, or do they?
I think the NFL has something. They have something with the TV deals in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. But all those teams are healthy. In baseball, they have some form of revenue sharing, and then there's like a luxury tax. So like if the Yankees, which they do a lot, the Yankees go off and like overspend, then they have to pay like some excess tax that gets distributed amongst the small clubs.
Yeah, the NBA has a luxury tax too.
Yes.
But they have a salary cap, which, you know.
Actually, now I wonder if they still have the luxury tax, Hialeah?
believe they.
I know they had it. I don't. Now that you mention about the cap, I don't know.
I believe they do. I'm not sure.
I mean, for a while down here in Miami, like there was no reason for Loria to try to even win. It was just
Right.
so profitable to have that small payroll, get the revenue sharing portion,
Yes.
and like, all right, whatever, everything else is for me.
Oh, and still charge $30 for a hot dog. Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like he gave the hot dogs away. He still made his money from that.
Yeah, you want to talk about throwing games? There's franchises there
Dude, it looks like
that
baseball.
through seasons.
It looks like baseball might be the only one.
The only one that does sharing?
Or has a luxury tax. Though.
You know what? NBA has it.
They have revenue sharing or luxury tax?
A luxury tax.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about like the Dolphins tanking. Dude, if you take a close look at baseball, fucking Marlins tanked Jeffrey Loria's whole fucking regime here, you know?
Well, you know what's confusing, and I always defer to you on the baseball knowledge. I don't pretend I know about baseball. But what's really weird is that every owner that we've had, except for Huizenga, right? They've sort of done the same thing, though, haven't they?
Well, there's a formula in place to make money. You have a franchise, you have a low payroll, you're going to collect money from the TV deal and the sharing. You're making money.
I got it, but supposedly the way that they presented it is that we just had a bad owner in Jeffrey Luria, and that's why he was doing that. But basically, you know, Jeter came in and he's done.
Well, I mean, you could go before that, and
Right.
Huizenga did it himself after winning.
Right. And what was the guy from the what was that guy's name from he later bought the
John Henry.
Yeah, John Henry.
John Henry did a similar thing. And then Loria happened to fucking catch lightning in a bottle, and they did win one with him, but immediately he went to that playbook. And then Jeter has gone to that playbook. There's a good interview that I don't really like Dan Le Batard that much ever, but I'll give him that interview. He had Manfred on, and he kind of went after him like, dude, you know what's happened here all these years. Why would you approve a sale to this group knowing that they are again going to do what's happened here all this time, you know? And the accusation is like, those are like back, you know, deals that they make with their buddies. You know, Jeter's obviously in the club, right?
Yeah.
You know, who cares? Maybe tanking some game time in baseball.
Yeah. I just find it interesting that, you know, we haven't had an owner that comes in here and says, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to apply that formula. I understand it makes money, but it also doesn't really win you games, and it doesn't, you know, increase butts in the seats and all that, right?
Yeah, no, the worst part too was that Loria tricked them into giving him that stadium, dude.
Yes.
And then kept it just as long as he had to keep it legally for it to become his, and then sold it. That guy.
No, the guy is, you know, some people would say he's smart, but is it that he was smarter or everybody was really stupid?
Everybody was really stupid.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, we want baseball. Please don't go. We'll give you the stadium. Oh, okay, thanks. How long do I got to keep it? Oh, 5 years, whatever. All right. Stanton. Oh, look, man, we're committed, dude. We're gonna give you $350 million. I don't remember what it was. The first year we're just paying you like $3 million, though. Okay. The second year we're gonna pay you $5 million. By year 15, you'll be making $50 million. He was like, I'm never gonna write those checks. Yeah. They knew they weren't gonna write those checks, dude. By the time they started paying him real money, and I'll admit that was a good move. That guy's made of glass, but he was already shipped out of here.
But again, what's the chances that then you get basically an ownership group that really does the same thing?
If you're in Miami, apparently 100% is a chance.
I think they see us like that, this community as easy to take, right?
It's got Republic. We're the Banana Republic.
Yeah, like between the Banana Republic government and CD deals being made, and
baseball, get one over on them. They love baseball. They don't know any better.
I mean,
hey, baseball, basketball, luxury tax, NFL, NHL, they got that hard salary cap, so they don't have a luxury tax.
But how about revenue sharing?
They didn't say anything about it. I didn't look that up.
Revenue sharing is a way for also
small market teams to make money, right?
Yeah, so like the Yankees and way more shown in New Jersey or the whole state of New York, whatever. And then, Pittsburgh,
Kansas City.
Maybe. Right. So, but they can somehow
compete.
Yeah, they can still compete a little bit. Let me see. What sports have revenue sharing? NBA, hockey, and football. Yeah, they all do, actually, some sort. I don't know the details, but they all have some sort of revenue sharing. All right. When the bump comes back, I was gonna do some movies, and then we'll get out of here. You think they're gonna leave Rogan alone finally, dude?
No, I don't think.
No, they'll keep fucking with him.
They might leave him for now, but who knows? They'll probably keep fucking with him.
Dude, they were even talking about him in the White House. Like, fuck, dude. That's how you know, I guess you made it. When the White House press secretary's like talking about you. At least that guy didn't cave. The Spotify guy. Eck.
I have to freshen up my wine.
Do you think they're gonna keep fucking with Rogan, dude?
It's kind of turning, because now even some, famous liberals are defending him. I saw Jon Stewart came out and backed him up. I think the people that are looking at it strictly from a censorship position, right, are starting to support him. They may not agree politically with him, or they may think that some of the things he said was crazy or whatever, or offensive, whichever one you pick, right? But they realize that one day that could be them, because they're in that same kind of arena, right? They're, Jon Stewart's a comedian, others that are starting to kind of drift towards him and back him up. It's really a question of, hey, wait a minute, this could be me one day. And
that guy had the funniest lab leak theory rant one day. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
Who?
Stewart.
Jon Stewart?
Rant theory.
You're cutting in and out, so it's not that I've gone fully deaf again.
I was just saying he has a funny rant on the lab leak theory.
Yeah, that I heard, that part of it, but I didn't hear much more.
Who does?
That was yes, Jon Stewart. Look it up, Jon Stewart on Stephen Colbert lab leak theory. The other thing that they keep saying is, misinformation, right? Besides the N-word stuff that came out too, which that had been out already for a while. But dude, shouldn't like mainstream media be asking why are they why are they listening to him? Why are they not listening to us? You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be, no, that's wrong. Don't listen to him. They should be like, holy shit, it's fucked up when they can't trust us. Why aren't they trusting us? Why are they going to this guy doing mushrooms and smoking and drinking?
Well, yeah, that's a concern, right?
Well, why? Why is that?
The whole thing with the fake news. Don't trust the media.
Right.
Maybe you need to fucking start doing a better job of telling the fucking news.
I think too that's a generational thing though too, right? I mean, what's Joe Rogan's demographic?
Bros like 25 to
50 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those people were watching legacy media before.
I don't know. I don't know if 25-year-olds ever looked
No. Definitely more of the older. But the bottom line is the eyes and ears on like any of these, Tucker Carlson, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper, whoever. Dude, it's a fraction of the audience of one podcast of Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I see, and I make some very specific distinctions about all that, right? Like the guys you mentioned, like Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon, all that, that's to me not news. That's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, to me, the news is kind of old school. They read off, today it snowed. Yesterday there was a car accident. A plane crashed. That's the news.
The nightly news.
The nightly news, right? Yes. Which, by the way, I still watch.
Me too.
And I think that's an old guy thing. I don't know too many 25-year-olds that do that. But that's fine. The Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon and all these other guys, that is strictly their interpretation of the news based on their political views, trying to convince you to believe that everybody else is a liar and they're right.
Well, the reason I mentioned them is because the people who just read off the news, a car crashed on 54th Street today, those are not the people going after Joe Rogan. The people going after Joe Rogan are, these opinion piece people.
Right.
And that's probably more comparable to what he does, which is give his opinion and have people that give their opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They're like more comparable.
They're in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, like they're not apples and apples, but
Right. But I can guarantee you that the reason that a 25-year-old looks at Joe Rogan more than, let's say, Tucker Carlson or whatever the equivalent is because his presentation of how he does it is more entertaining. And he delivers information, whether you think it's real or not is a different thing. But his presentation is with entertainment in mind, as opposed to a serious opinion show that's trying to convince you that they have the right information.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And to that point, it's also he's smoking a joint.
Exactly.
He's talking like we talk.
Yes.
Talking like we talk. And honestly, when I like to watch Rogan is when he's interviewing somebody that not for the news portion or his views. I'm interested. Oh, dude, he's interviewing this guy that's in history, or he's another one of the best ones I saw was like I think the guy was a chef, like the Chinese guy, I think his name is Cho. Dude, that guy was amazing. That he's an artist and he was a chef. And when he interviews those people, that's what I watch. When he gets into the political stuff, I don't watch it.
Oh, I'll watch it all. It's a spectrum of, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I just kind of learned something I didn't know.
Yeah.
And these people are fucking crazy.
The diversity of his guests.
Right.
That
For me,
UFO guys, the laser, this guy, and whatever. That's what I like. But when he interviews somebody like, oh my God, what's that guy with Andy Brook and all that? That guy.
I was gonna say Ben Shapiro.
No, Alex, the guy that was against
Jones.
Yeah, when he interviewed that guy, dude, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that.
Oh, those are some of the funniest ones, dude.
No, but that's what it is. There's always something for everybody, you know.
That's a guy.
Those are hilarious, dude. When he has that guy.
I don't think it was. I saw a little bit of that.
Especially, but you never saw it. If you watch it with me, you will laugh. I get you don't like that guy, and he said fucked up shit.
I'm not going to give that guy any time of. I'm not.
Oh well, then no. Then you've made a predetermined decision. But I'm saying, if you sat down and you watched it, you would fucking laugh because that guy's funny. Especially the last time he had him on, he had like everything he said. Oh yeah, well the frogs are turning gay, and he was like, wait a second, let's fact check. Like he wouldn't let him say one thing without fact checking him because I think it was on Spotify already, so he didn't want any type of shit. And they fact checked everything he said, dude, just to make sure like he wasn't saying anything crazy. The ones I don't like that much are when he has like he got into a spell where he had like Rangers or like Army guys.
See, I liked a couple of those.
I got tired of it because it was always the same thing. It was always some guy that was all fucked up that came back.
That was involved in Mexico with the cartels and all that shit. That guy was super interesting.
I don't think I saw that one. I saw a cool one with the fish and game guy who ended up becoming like a federal agent to bust these guys who were like diverting streams of water for grow operations for marijuana in California. And then he ended up like basically like working with the feds. And he's really like a hunting guy. That one was cool. But those people got to be pissed off. Also probably has something to do with it, right? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. We're in fucking major network here. We got all these fucking cameras, researchers, fucking advertising money. And this guy in a fucking studio with one guy Googling, and he's getting millions of views, and we're getting thousands.
I'm sure it's going to hurt their ego.
Oh, man. And, you know, during this same time.
Wait. Boom. Yeah. All right. It's almost like what I was talking about before the show about that one other YouTube guy. It's like, why are people? It almost goes to that. It's like, I don't get it. 56,000 people watching this guy nightly.
Yeah, more power to him, man. Fuck it.
No, I understand, but
he figured it out.
Get it. More power to him, but I still don't get it.
So what I was going to say is during this time, the collapse of CNN, right? You know, you had the whole Chris Cuomo thing. Now Zucker, the president, resigned. Their viewership is in the toilet. And a lot of analysts think that it's because, you know, they built up their brand in the last 3 years basically on bashing Trump, and now there's really no focal point now to kind of people were tuning in, those Trump haters, to watch it, and now there's like that's kind of subsided.
There was a cause,
right,
at that point, like something to tune in for.
But more importantly than that, the people that were supposedly so high and mighty have shown to have some real big problems. You know, Chris Cuomo defending his brother and acting in between those issues. You have this guy Zucker who was like sleeping with like another top executive there, and just, you know, their house is kind of dirty right now. Let's just leave it at that, right?
Yeah. Who's the alpha male at CNN? Lemon or excuse me.
Fareed Zakaria.
He's the alpha male.
I gotta tell you, I do like him. He's pretty good.
Who's that?
I don't know.
It's probably the only guy that I like his international. He looks at international stuff, so he doesn't have so much of an opinion.
What guy is this?
He's the Indian guy. He writes for the Washington Post too.
Well, what network was he from before?
I've never known him in another network. I know he used to write for the Washington Post. He still does, and then he does Fareed Zakaria GPS, which is the global something square, and it's basically just world affairs. So it doesn't get that divided into left, right.
I don't know, dude. I just like whenever they're like, don't listen to that, I'm like, I want to listen to that more now.
Isn't that everything though?
Yeah. Don't pay attention. Why? Why do they not want me to listen to that? Now I want to listen to
Rock music, it's Satan music. Oh fuck, I want some fucking Iron Maiden. Give me some.
They're going about it the wrong way, I think. You know, if you really want to like, you go do some dope podcast, dude. You go hire, you know, your version of that and do your version of that, you know, like that old media, dude. I don't think that's just gonna that formula. They're still gonna accident on all that, but I don't know. And then like the whole commercials things and the like, you got to stop and fit it in, you know, like sometimes you're hearing those interviews and you're like, oh, dude, the guy was about to make a good point. He can't even finish it. Oh, we got to go. We got to go commercial. Bye. And you're like, oh, fuck. The guy didn't even get
on all those channels, man.
Yeah. So it's just much cooler to sit down with somebody for like 3 hours and like fucking get into it, you know,
Definitely.
details, you know, and you could ask questions.
I think they serve different purposes, though. I don't think, you know, I don't think they're comparable.
I think those two things are not as different as you think. They're totally different in their way, but they're both providing opinions, right? In a certain way, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
and some of it, the TV stuff is built for short attention spans, which most people are. Versus a lot of people, dude, you couldn't get many people to sit through 3 hours of anything.
Well,
maybe porn or football. That's about it.
Porn. You don't sit too long through porn though.
yeah, you're doing something wrong if you need 3 hours of porn, dude.
Well, if you got 3 hours of watching porn, you got a serious problem.
Porn podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, they have those about the industry, but
I'm sure they do.
They do.
They're interesting too. They tell you all the secrets and the horrific accidents that happen at porn. You should find those out.
Hey, have you guys
Give us your report next week.
Dude, I've been watching Pam and Tommy. Oh my god.
I hear that's good.
Have you
Where's
watched
that on?
I haven't seen it. It's
It's
Hulu,
on
right?
Hulu. It's on Hulu. Dude, it's fucking fantastic.
I heard they're dead ringers, man.
Dude,
Dead ringers.
fantastic, bro. And dude, I saw something I never thought I would. You gotta watch it. It's like, dude, it's really. I enjoyed it. I just finished watching episode.
Looking
4.
at her pussy?
No,
Oh,
but
sorry.
something along those lines. Dude, they're dead fucking. It's a really good show. Real fucking entertaining. It's the story about their sex tape got out. That's what it is. What it's based on.
That was like one of the first big ones, right?
I think it was the biggest, right? That was
And then it became like, if you want to get really famous, you got to get you a second
Kim Kardashian.
one. Hilton.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
But yeah, the show's excellent, guys. And it's like you say, Bum, dude, dead ringers. And you know who the two main characters? It's Seth Rogen And then Tommy Lee is played by the guy that played the Winter Soldier.
Oh wow.
Dude, he knocks it
Oh,
out.
so it's not a documentary.
No. This is
It's not a documentary.
no, it's a show.
I heard it's Pam that looks.
Dude, Pam is you know who Lily? You ever saw Baby Driver?
Baby Driver, yeah.
The girlfriend to Baby Driver. She was in Downtown Abbey also.
Yes.
Her name is Lily James. She's beautiful, bro. Dude, she knocks it out. She's British as well. She knocks it out the park, bro. Her and the guy from the Winter Soldier, I think his name's Sebastian Shaw or something like that.
Wow. I gotta check that out.
Dude, it's really fucking yeah, dude, it's good. It's good. I'm loving it.
I saw, this is older, but I hadn't watched it, and it popped up the other day, and I saw it, the Screwball documentary, the one about baseball. Billy Corbin, I think is the guy's name.
I don't know.
I think you told me you saw it. You didn't like it that much, though. They used little kids and stuff. The whole Alex Rodriguez and biogenesis scandal.
I didn't watch that. No.
It's pretty good. You remember the whole anti-aging clinic in South Florida that like Ryan Braun? What's that?
It was here in Miami, right?
Yes, by this guy Tony Bosch, who was like not really a doctor. He went like to Belize somewhere, and his dad was a doctor, and his dad was writing the prescriptions, and he had.
I always get that confused with Balco for whatever reason. Balco and that are two different things, right?
Yes, but similar things. Balco is the one in the West Coast in San Francisco.
With Bonds.
With Barry Bonds, the Bay Area Cooperative, and that guy's name was Victor Conti. And Bonds had a clubhouse guy that would deal with that guy for him. It's basically a similar story, but in South Florida years later with newer steroids, you know, and different. His whole thing was like microdosing. He would, you know, on your off day, you take this little bit. So when you're playing, there's no way you could test positive or whatever. It's kind of interesting because, dude, they get really dirty with how they want to get a hold of the app. He paid like $125 for these 5 stolen from of that Victor, Tony Bosch guy. So like they basically bought stolen state's evidence. I think at that point it had become, the guy was driving it to turn it in for state's evidence. And then A-Rod tried to buy them at one time. Dude, I don't understand that, dude, how A-Rod was in that fucking thing. And then later he's on ESPN. How the fuck does that happen?
A-Rod's done a very good job of reinventing himself and keeping that shit off him, huh?
He's like the Teflon Don, dude.
Bro, like, I wonder, could Pete Rose have done that if he just would have said that was part of his problem, right? Like, he never admitted it. I don't know if they would have let him back in.
And you know, for me, I think he's the most, out of all those guys, the most unlikable for me.
A-Rod?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, dude.
I mean, Maguire, I thought Maguire was cool.
Even Sammy Sosa was like, everybody loved that guy.
Yeah. I mean,
the thing about,
maybe not Clemens so much, but still,
no.
A-Rod, I find him like
dirty.
He has no, what's the word I'm looking for? Un desgraciado. He doesn't give a fuck, dude.
Tiene la cara dura.
Cara dura.
Cara dura, yeah.
Un descarado.
Un descarado. He doesn't give a fuck, dude. He just doesn't. He's got that personality where, fuck it. I don't care.
When he went down, I was like that guy. I was like Tony Scarface, that piece of shit up there. I never like him, you know, because like there was something like this guy's phony, dude. Like even before, and then like he doubled down, dude. When they caught him, dude, he was like, and that wasn't the first time.
I liked him when he first came into the league, and that was about it, right? When he was first with the Mariners, that was when he went to the Rangers. That was it.
Yeah, you didn't know he was a douchebag yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hadn't like fully bloomed into what he became.
It was he was working on his craft.
Yeah. And then like it's just so weird. And then he's like taking pictures with Manfred, who was like his enemy, you know, during that whole thing. It's just those things are weird, dude. I don't know how that
Even
works.
Pete Rose. I like Pete Rose better than that guy.
Yes.
Of course, dude. Like you would want to sit down and drink a beer with Pete Rose.
Man, I would love hanging out with Pete Rose.
Like you probably don't even want to fucking.
Well, no, that guy would never sit down with you. Is the thing, or with us? You know that.
I saw Pete
some
Rose
contest or something.
I saw Pete Rose once doing a signing in Vegas. He was in. I think he was. It might have been inside Caesar's Palace, inside the mall, in there. And dude, I didn't go up or anything, but he had the line of people signing stuff, and I saw him from maybe 15, 20 feet away, and dude, he seemed like he was.
How much was it?
I don't remember. It's been about. That was like 10 years ago.
I would have done it.
It was like 10 years ago.
That sucks. That's probably a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame and very likely will die, and then they'll put him in.
And then they'll put him in 20 years, you know, after. I'm doing that. Let's change the rule. We're not going to give him. It's like they don't want to give him the benefit, you know, the benefit of going in, you know, in his lifetime.
Yeah, Barry Bonds was a little bit like that too, because he was kind of surly, like A-Rod with the media. Well, A-Rod wasn't surly with the media. He was phony. Bonds was like surly and like rude and like, you know, if I'm gonna sign your ball, you better have the ball and the pen ready. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, like kind of a dick, you know, but really good.
When you hear that, it's like it comes with the celebrity, the player, and all this. Like I could see him getting that way with adult grown-ass men asking him all the fucking time. But when they do it to kids, you know, that's a different thing. So I don't know if he did it to kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or any of them. But when you do it to kids, it's different. But when you're doing that to a man, hey, man, you better have your shit ready. I don't got a fucking problem with that shit.
Yeah, I don't know what he was, if he was differentiating or not. But I know he wasn't like a fan-friendly guy.
I feel like God's better than A-Rod.
Might have been. A-Rod's terrible, dude. Jesus, I don't know how he was able to get back into the club after all that shit he did. One whole year they suspended him.
Because none of those other guys even sniff the club, man. I mean, they're not even doing like minor league baseball. I mean, they're completely hidden away and they don't come out.
They're not being commentators on TV shows. That's for sure.
They don't even do like a low, you know, like sometimes you don't do the national broadcast, but maybe you do your local team. Nothing.
Dude, I feel like some sort of deal was made.
As far as
if you remember the end of his career, he still had like a year left and they kind of like retired him, you know. I don't know if he was ready to do it, but they must have said like, all right, you just go ahead and retire. Later, fucking commentate. You're not gonna fucking like, all right, fine.
When is he eligible for the Hall of Fame? Or is he already?
He's gotta be coming up, dude, because it's been years already. He's been out 5 years, I think.
Yeah, he might be on the ballot already. I don't know.
By the way, Hailey, I'm pivoting back to something. If you like fantasy basketball, man, fantasy baseball is very similar.
Oh, dude, I'm not as attached to baseball as I am as basketball. You know, that's the thing.
I know. But it is very similar, dropping players, coming back, long season, adjusting every day.
I don't know if I could do that one. That one I'm not going to touch. Let me stick to football, and definitely I'm fucking loving the basketball.
Yeah. Well, next thing you know, we talked to this guy come April. Bro, I'm so addicted, bro. It's been so great. I got 5 teams, dude. A-Rod was on the ballot this year. He got 34% of the vote.
It's his first year?
This will be his second year, I guess, because he retired in 2016. So I guess he was on it last year too. Idiot, dude. He would have been a Hall of Famer without it too, probably.
Bonds probably would have too. All of those guys would have.
Yeah, maybe not Sosa.
Maybe not Sosa, yeah.
Yeah. The only one of those guys that ever even got to do anything, I think, is like Mark McGwire. I don't know where he's at now, but he was like a bench coach somewhere, after years. And then he,
he was a hitting coach.
Yeah, came out. I think he was with the Marlins too, right? Oh, no, that was Bonds. We had Bonds 1 year. McGwire, I think, was in the Dodgers. That was kind of shocking that they let Bonds come down here. Remember that? When we had him?
Yeah, and I guess maybe it's that we're not following it close enough, but man, you just don't see those guys talking anywhere,
Giving statements or anything.
Yeah.
No, but A-Rod's thing was fast, dude.
Yes.
Like, he was out. I feel like he's been doing that Sunday Night Football. I think they decided not to bring him back finally. I feel like he didn't wait like less than 2 years maybe, and he was already doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's reserved for like people that have been beloved their whole career. I don't know. I would expect like a Greg Maddux or I don't know, one of those guys that everybody loves that's squeaky clean. There's a lot of people that I don't know if they take that into consideration.
You think any of those hot, famous women that he was with helped him get a little rehabilitated?
It kept him in the public.
Right. And in a more favorable light, right?
Yes.
Oh, he's with Jennifer Lopez. Oh, he can't be that bad.
Then she got rid of him and went back to Ben, right?
Yeah.
Which is where she's at now.
Yeah.
All right.
There's gotta be something wrong with that girl, man.
I'm gonna show you.
I'm just saying.
She must stink down there or something.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you a couple of Man of Action Figures things, and then I want to do to close some of the favorite dystopian movies. All right. Mego style. I got Apollo Creed here. You can get that at Man of Action Figures.
He looked a little like Machete.
Put that one up again.
Well, this is after a tough fight. This might be like right before he died, dude.
He looks like a zombie Mexican.
That zombie Creed.
This is dead Apollo Creed. It says it right here. This is when he's dead.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I like this one.
That one is cool.
Yeah.
There's a breaking 3-pack. They're sort of like in a boombox.
That's cool.
Sleeve here, which is pretty cool. We had these figures before individually, and now you can buy this little 3-pack with all of them there.
That's a reaction or Super 7?
Both. It's a reaction from Super 7. All right. What else do I have? I am not sure in what universe the Turtles fight with Cobra Kai, but you can get some figures here.
Dude, that is cool.
Versus Miguel Diaz. That's the coach, right?
That's from the Netflix.
Yeah, that's like the new kid.
Yeah, the kid.
Oh, okay. I have not seen the show.
I haven't seen the latest. Have you, Hylia?
No, I haven't. I've seen the first 3.
Yeah, me too.
Alice in Wonderland pop with flowers. Funko. I've got Iron helmet. I guess it's a helmet.
Iron Spider.
Helmet.
Well, that's cool.
And then I got this.
That's like a James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. 112 scale. James
I
Bond.
haven't seen the latest movie. They say it's good.
I want to watch it. So when I started watching the Oscar is Power of the Dog. It's with Cumberbatch. It's like set in the West. Actually, not set in. Yeah, set in the West, but I don't know, man. I saw like half hour and it was like, I don't know if I want to keep watching this.
What was it called?
I think it's called Power of the Dog.
And it's a Western?
It's not. It's like in the early 1920s, but they're 1910s or something like that. They're like they're on a ranch, like cattle herders. It's a story about him, his brother, and some woman his brother marries or something. I didn't get too much into it, so I can't say. It was. I don't know if I'll go back to it.
Power of the Dog?
Yeah, that's it. Power of the Dog.
You know what I started to watch because I've had so many people tell me it's good. Yellowstone.
I started to watch it and then I didn't continue.
My daughter's watching it and she loves it, and a lot of people like it. I heard the same thing, but I don't know. I haven't.
I'm trying to push through it because there have been some moments of quality, but
You started it, so you began. How many episodes are you in?
I think I'm finishing up. I just started finishing up the first season, but you know, I there's been some glimmers of good stuff in there, but I don't see the real big attraction.
That's
At least not yet. They tell me that later it gets even better. So,
have you watched Ozarks?
I've seen some of that. Yeah,
Dude, that's excellent, bro. I just finished the I think it's the final season's divided into two, and they just did part one. It's the seven episodes, dude. That's a great show, man. It's freaking so good.
I've been wanting to watch that and The Wire that I never saw.
I never got into The Wire as well. Oh,
how do you guys pronounce that?
Bola.
Boya.
I Bola. What is it? What's the proper way?
I was thinking Boya.
Marina would say Bosha.
Yes.
What is that? What kind?
It's
I can
A
drink
nice-
all of it.
yeah, most of it. I got maybe a sip left.
It's a what?
It's a Chianti.
I like Chiantis.
Yeah, with fava beans.
Yes.
Fava beans.
Yeah.
There's a new Western that came out that somebody recommended, but I can't find the name of it. It's like it has like one word in the title only or something like that. Is it Old Henry? Is that possibly it? You guys heard of Old Henry?
No.
The candy bar, yeah.
No, not O Henry. Old Henry.
No.
It's a Western. Who's in this thing? Damn, nobody really that famous. Steven Dorff is in it.
Dork.
I don't know what else.
The movie?
Yeah. Old Henry. Haven't seen it. It was recommended to me. 2021 Western. Anyways. All right. What's your favorite dystopian movies before we get out of here? Give me your top 5.
Oh, 5.
Or whatever you got.
When you say dystopian, that's about the future or like the apocalypse or oh shit's gone to hell.
Yes.
They're usually futuristic and society's breaking down in some way. Blade Runner's considered one. The Matrix is probably another.
I would say Planet of the Apes,
Yes. The first one.
original.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Huh?
You've never seen Planet of the Apes?
Never.
I saw the Planet of the Apes with Marky Mark.
Oh my God.
I like that one.
Oh,
The
That
ending of The
That
ending
shit
of
was so
the
hot.
original Planet of the Apes is considered one of the greatest endings.
Yeah, I know what the ending is.
Yeah.
Sons of
Good.
bitches.
Um,
It probably wouldn't have the same effect.
no, not now that you know it.
So,
Yeah.
I have Planet of the Apes. I have I'm Legend. I Am Legend.
I like that one.
I have The Matrix.
I love the beginning of that movie when he's in that Shelby Mustang driving around like a fucking empty
Yeah.
ass New York City and shit, and he comes up on the fucking deer and he's with the dog and the fucking rifle and shit. It's pretty fucking badass.
I would say City of Men.
City of Men? Was
City-
that in Brazil?
Is it City of Men or Country of Men?
Children of Men.
Are you talking about where they can't have children?
Yes, Children of Men.
Yeah. Where he has like the last pregnant woman with him?
Yeah.
City of Men, that was a gay porn, probably.
Oh, that was a Brazilian movie, actually.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that was.
Not porn.
I remember seeing that, and
Yeah.
it was.
With the gangs in Brazil.
Yes,
So is that really a recommendation or no?
that is rated one of the top movies of all time.
That's a
City of Men?
that's a great movie, but not for this topic.
Okay.
Mm.
What genre is that?
Like a drama gangster kind of shit, I guess. I would say Fury Road.
I love that one.
Is the Matrix dystopian? I guess it is, right?
Yeah, 100%, dude. You're living inside a computer program, dude.
I would have to put. You have to put Matrix. It's fucking.
Yeah.
I like Blade Runner. I know there's.
There was a cool one. I can't remember the fucking name that I saw. Maybe it's not a top 5, but it's pretty cool. It's Justin Timberlake, and they have like this
Time. Yeah. Run out, or they have to get recharged.
Yeah, like they get like rich people got like a bunch of time,
Yeah.
and then like poor people are like running to get to work, and they have to, like if their time runs out, they die and shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't think I watched that. I know about it, but I never watched it.
It's not like masterpiece or anything, but like if it's on and you're not doing anything, it's not bad. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I got Planet of the Apes, I Am Legend, Matrix, and then I'm tied. The last one I'm tied with the second Mad Max. What was that one called?
Road Warrior, excellent. I was going between that one and Fury Road, and I gave the edge to Fury Road, but Road Warrior is excellent.
Yeah, I'm stuck with Road Warrior and Logan's Run as my last one.
Have you seen Logan's Run lately?
It's very dated.
It hasn't. I saw it about a year ago.
It didn't age well.
Yeah, dude, it did not age well at all.
That was probably one of my. There was a lot of dystopian movies in the 70s, and I think
Michael York was in quite a few of them, and he was excellent.
Bro,
Yeah.
we don't even make them no more because reality is dystopian right now.
Yeah, but that's a movie that hit me. Like, I remember when I was young for a while. It probably did not age well though.
It didn't, and what I remember about that movie was the first half when they were in the city was really good, and I always remember the second half wasn't as good, because I liked they were called the. Oh my God! Were they not the gangbang? They were called the
gangbangers.
No, they were called the.
That's in the metaverse, dude.
Oh my God!
The guys that would.
He was a Sandman. That's what they were.
Sandman. That's right.
Called Sandmans. They would, oh, dude, it was a great idea. Did not age well, but I loved it as well when I was a kid.
I have not seen it in a while, but I do remember that was probably my first kind of. That and Planet of the Apes probably my first dystopian kind of.
The Island of Dr. Moreau with Michael York. Very, very dark.
Hey, did you guys ever see 1984 with John Hurt?
You know what? I've never have.
It just came up on this list, and I never saw it.
1984, and then there's the
Orwell, 1984.
Brazil is another one.
Yeah.
I've never.
You guys ever see the first Mad Max? I think it was called what was
Mad
it called?
Max.
Was it called Mad Max?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys ever see that one?
Yeah.
That one is not that good if you see it now.
No, it's very super low budget, bro.
Yeah, there's like such a difference between that one and Road Warrior. Like it's almost like not even.
Well, because I think the first one was made in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it had like.
Wasn't the second one also?
I don't think so. I think the second one got a bigger budget, and I think it was made in
That
America.
for sure. Yeah.
And I think it was made in America.
Okay. Yeah, the budget thing I know for sure.
I remember seeing the original Mad Max, and it was like dubbed.
Yeah, it seemed like,
or it looked dubbed.
It looked dubbed. I don't know if it was, but it looked dubbed, right?
It was probably just fucked up because they speak English, right?
Yeah,
it's they not do. Like but they may have taken out the heavy. They have like an accent.
Yeah, that's Mad Max. Put a shrimp on the barbie. Yeah,
and I think they may have dubbed it because it was too harsh of an accent.
Yeah, they had the V8 Interceptors.
The scene I like there is when he gets run over with the motorcycle over his arm. It was like, oh shit! A lot of the stuff was implied. You didn't see it.
But Mad Max, the Road Warrior, that one was fucking.
I even like the third one, Beyond Thunderdome. I like that. I enjoyed that one as well.
Yeah, it's a step down, but yeah, it's not unwatchable.
I enjoyed it. 2 men enters, 1 man leaves.
Here we go. I knew you were gonna say it.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's just a child. He's just a boy.
What else? Arnold had some, right?
Well, if you I guess could count to some degree Terminator, right?
Of course.
What was the one in space?
How about Total Recall?
Total Recall, that's it.
Yes.
I think I mentioned Buckaroo Banzai in the Forbidden Zone.
I do like Buckaroo Banzai. That was
very cheesy, but good.
Yeah.
Idiocracy. You guys ever seen Idiocracy?
Yeah.
That's like real life, dude.
That's real life. That one and what's the one? Oh my god, what's the cartoon where it's a little robot? Wally, bro. Wally is.
Yeah.
We're headed in the same direction, right?
We'll be on the fucking cruise ship like that, fucking space,
I could see that.
Dude, we're gonna turn into aliens, bro. You know how aliens have just the big ass fucking head and like the little tiny body, and like because they don't do shit probably, they just like do everything with their head.
The bodies
are gonna be the opposite.
I don't think the bodies will be small though. I think we're gonna be like blobs.
If we keep eating, maybe if we stop eating, we could become like them, and then like no genitalia, dude.
Yeah,
that's the fucked up part.
They don't have to come out to actually do anything. It'll be in our bodies, and then we'll
just do it with your mind. Some people do it with their mind right now.
It's another one. Dude, there's so many, man. It's just hard to think about it. I'm trying to go decade by decade because every decade has.
The 70s had a ton.
Escape from New York is one, right?
That's one. Yeah.
And how was Escape from Los Angeles? I never saw that one.
Charlton Heston has to be the dystopian actor.
Yeah, Soylent Green,
Omega Man.
Yeah, Omega Man.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure we're probably listening.
I feel like Will Smith has done more than just that one. But I could be wrong. But
he's done some movies after that I've never even seen, and I only seen like blips, trailers, and I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Like the one he did with his son. I never even saw that.
That one, like they come from another planet and shit, right?
Oh, he's an alien?
No,
No,
they're humans, but like they come back to Earth or to another planet. I don't know. I never saw it.
or they crash land on a planet or some shit, or they
Yeah.
crash. It's called After Earth, right, or something like that.
Afterlife, maybe.
I think they come back and they crash land on Earth, and that's the whole.
It seemed interesting at the time. I just never saw it.
I never saw it as well.
District 9. You guys ever saw that one?
That's the one in South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is why I wanted to talk about. I saw that, and I saw what's the other one? It's from South Africa too, with Chappie. I saw that.
I saw that.
You didn't see Chappie?
No, I didn't see Chappie.
Pretty good, right?
They're both pretty good.
Yeah.
They're both.
Is Chappie Hugh Jackman?
Yes. He's in it.
I don't remember that.
Yes, he's the bad guy that has the other robot that's like the competing robot with Chappie, and he's always trying to get his version, but nobody wants to buy his version because it's so fucking huge, and the other Chappies are doing so well that like he's always like pissed off.
He's the CNN of the Chappies.
He's like the Ed 209 of the Chappies, and the other guy has like the RoboCop. You know, it's fucking big, bulky, and everybody's like, "Well, this guy just does it so well, dude. Why?"
Oh, how about Hialeah? Do you remember one of George Lucas's first movies?
Oh my God, THX.
Yeah. Did you ever see that?
No, dude, I've never seen it, bro.
I remember seeing it. I was really small. I couldn't tell you what it was about. But wasn't that kind of like?
I don't know. I remember hearing about it and I've read about it, but I've never seen it, dude. I think it's something like that.
Isn't THX something to do with the sound?
Now it is, yeah.
Oh, back then it
Later
was.
it became that.
I think that was even before American Graffiti, right?
Yes, I think so. I think it's his actual first movie.
I've never seen either one of those.
And the main guy is, I think it's Robert Duvall, right?
I don't know.
A very young Robert Duvall.
You've never seen American Graffiti?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
What's that about?
That's actually good.
It's about a night in it's like the end of the 50s, you know, it's maybe early 60s set, and it's the last night before or after graduation or some shit like that.
A bunch of seniors when they graduate. It's sort of the end of the decade.
Did you like that?
I liked it. You know, at the time that I watched it, there were a lot of crossovers from like Happy Days, and you know,
That's Harrison Ford.
good actors.
Harrison Ford's in that as well.
Yep. Richard Dreyfuss, Ron Howard.
Oh, it's actually on this list I'm looking at, but they call it THX 1138,
Yes.
1971.
American Graffiti is an excellent film. I love it. It's one of those movies that I'll watch repeatedly if I come across it.
I don't see that often.
Here's what they say about this thing. The brilliance behind George Lucas' choice to have his dystopic society disciplined via android cops, in that there's little difference between the machines who keep the peace and the people for whom they're keeping it, resembling a sort of campy take on highway patrolmen. Think the village people, except with way less singing. Spliced with G.I. Joe's Destro, the robotic police force is governed solely on, of course, allows our hero THX Robert Duvall to escape and undergo society and the mysterious that represses him. Yet, in being left to his own devices after Ohm determines that chasing after THX would put the robot police force 6% over budget, even THX's humanity is further reduced to a matter of balancing numbers. It may be a point of triumph for a protagonist, but in perhaps the most subtle thematic movie the director has ever made, Lucas is implying that even the organic characters in THX 1138 are mere tools for a higher power.
You know what's another one?
Gattaca's one.
Gattaca's good. I like that.
Yes, I do like that one.
What's the one with the Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock?
Is that Judge Dredd? No.
No, where he's a cop and they freeze him, and it's with Wesley Snipes. He comes back as Phoenix.
Oh, Demolition Man?
Demolition Man.
Remember how they have sex in that one?
They don't have sex, right?
Well, they don't have sex touching each other.
Right.
Like he's gonna go have sex, and she's like, "What the fuck you doing, dude?
Yeah.
You don't do it like that."
Well, I don't remember seeing that.
The movie or that scene?
Demolition
I
Man.
don't remember seeing the movie. Demolition Man?
Simon Phoenix is Wesley Snipes. That's his name.
Judge Dredd is one too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if the movie was good, but I remember that part. Like that part got
A lot of the shit in that movie is kind of like came true
like what?
correctly. I don't remember, but I remember watching it, and I think I read an article on it. And I don't remember specifically, but a lot of the shit they were like almost spot on.
They Live has to be one, right? Is it?
Yeah, dude, They Live is so good.
Or
They Live.
How about two of the biggest dystopian flops? Waterworld and The Postman.
Oh. Postman
Okay.
harder to watch than Waterworld is easier to watch than Postman. Postman is like fucking paint drying.
I know they flopped. Did they suck also, both of them?
Postman.
I never saw either one.
What was the concept of The Postman that even after the apocalypse, he was delivering the mail?
He was still delivering the mail or some shit like that. It was just bad.
Like he would bring hope to other towns that things were still okay. This is part of the reason why I couldn't get into fucking Yellowstone or whatever. Like I realized the guy has some good sports movies, but he's kind of boring, dude, in a lot of movies too.
Very vanilla, right?
It's always the same. He's like a serious, like have a couple beers after work kind of guy, not too happy, like something fucked up always happened to him, and it's like a chip on his shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Like he's always that guy.
He plays that to a T.
Yeah. I thought of two other ones. The Road, and there was it's with Denzel Washington.
The one with the Bible?
With the Bible, yeah, that one.
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli.
That's a really good movie, dude.
That was pretty good.
How about a little Death Race to 2000?
Oh my god, it was so campy, dude. So fucking campy.
I gotta see the other Blade Runner. I haven't seen that one.
I think you'll like it. It's slow, but you'll like it.
They have 1984 here. They have The Lobster on here.
I saw that. Jesus.
Which one is that? The one where they turn him into a lobster?
Yes.
That's the walrus. That's the walrus. That's Tusk. That's Tusk. That's called Tusk. Okay.
No, but you're right about the lobster thing. It's with Colin Farrell, and they go to a place where they get punished. They turned into the animal that they fear the most. I forgot. It was such a farce.
I read the thing. It sounds really weird. They have a Clockwork Orange on here.
Oh,
That is dystopian, yes.
oh, that's in my top 5.
I didn't really like that movie.
I fucking love that movie.
Really?
I thought it was too raw.
I saw that movie and I was like, bro, wow. It was so dark.
It certainly grew on me the more I watched it. I felt like that way the first time I watched it, and then as I watched it a couple more times, like I started to appreciate it more.
Yeah, I like that movie.
For whatever reason.
I like Stellarge. The old In and Out. The old
A little bit of the old in out.
the old ultra violence.
Yes, a little bit of the old ultra violence. They have Wall-E on here, RoboCop,
Yeah.
and all its preceding sequels. Brazil, they have here as the second.
Yeah, I never saw it. I haven't seen that.
80s. And they have Blade Runner as number 1.
Look at that.
All right, guys. I did my first. Well, I don't think it's my first, but my first dry episode. I didn't drink or smoke today.
Me neither.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
But you do that every once in a while.
every once in a while I drink water.
Oh wow! So I guess I was the only drunk.
You're the crazy one tonight.
Yeah, this will probably be my last episode doing it like this.
Was that by accident, Go?
You know, I want to be 100% recovered before I start drinking and smoking and shit like that.
How do you feel?
Probably 95%. I'm almost ready, but I'm not, you know. If I was going to drink, I was going to want to smoke a cigar. And then I probably shouldn't be smoking, you know, because I still have a little bit of a cough and shit.
Yeah, no, that will get aggravated by that.
Yeah. Plus, I started this diet, so I'm, you know, that's going to help me. It will fuck up the fast. I'm doing the intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going like after dinner until lunch. And then if you do drink, it doesn't count, you know, so keep it clean for a little while. That shit works, dude. You ever did that, Hialeah? I know you did the keto shit.
I do keto. I kind of do fasting now, dude. I eat really, my dinner is like for the most part. I'm not so strict with it, but I stick with it pretty good. I eat like at no later than 4.
Wow.
And then I don't eat again until I have like a bar for breakfast, like an Atkins bar. And then
so you do like a weird version of fasting.
Yeah, I fast from like 4 to like 8 in the morning. So that's what 8.
I do it in a different way.
It's like I fast for like 11 or 12 hours, something like that.
What time do you have the bar?
Like around 8.
No, that's 16 hours if it's true.
Yeah, I eat. Yeah,
you don't eat anything because anything will break the fast, and then it's after that lunch or whatever you call that thing you eat at 4 p.m. You don't eat anything at all.
Not usually. I might have another Atkins bar, maybe.
See, that will break the fast though.
Yeah, but that's not all the time though. I'm not strict on it. I'm not strict on it.
But it sounds like it'd be easy for you to do it then. For me, it was the coffee. I couldn't do it because of the coffee. Even the coffee, even the cream and sugar in the coffee breaks the fast. So it's like, and the whole thing is like, it starts eating like your saved up fat.
Yeah, like keto.
Yeah, like, you know, ancestors, they used to fucking just load up, you know, because they didn't know when the fuck they were going to eat again. So just blah, 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 blah. So then, you know, that shit could happen. We never lost that fucking. We just stopped walking across fucking continents. You know, is the shit that happened.
Actually, I stopped walking the continents a few years ago.
I think you stopped walking to your backyard probably recently. But the shit fucking works, dude.
Of course,
if you stick to it, it works, dude.
You realize that you don't need as much to get that full feeling.
Well, that's a side benefit that since you're doing the fast, I guess your stomach is also shrinking. So then when you do eat, you get full way sooner.
Way sooner. And the trick is to make sure you stop when you do feel that.
Yes. Hard for me to do with like foods I really like, but yeah, I've been able.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
The first time I did it, I couldn't fucking get over the coffee. I kind of stopped doing the coffee now. So that water, you got to drink a bunch of water. You can drink water all the time. That doesn't do anything. Dude, you could lose like a pound a day.
Yeah.
It's safe too.
But you're gonna get to a place where you just plateau and you're gonna see you don't get under that weight. Like for me, it's hard to get under 191. I get stuck on like 191, 192.
You gotta probably change it up at that point. Yeah. Try something different, or I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but
and the thing too, I started exercising again, which I had
as the bum drinks more wine.
I started exercising again, like going to the gym for a few times a week, and that actually increases your appetite. You know.
Yes, it does.
So I'm
But
having
they say that's the
that issue.
they say that's the healthy increase in appetite.
Yes.
Because it's your body asking for nutrients because you're building muscle and burning calories.
Right.
Yeah, it wants more fuel.
Yes,
burn.
more fuel.
Yeah, I'm waiting till like I feel a little bit better, and then I'm gonna try to incorporate, exercise, and then hopefully. But dude, I got a long way to go before I hit a wall. I think there's a lot of reserves that you'll be able to get from me. I read that.
You started. That's the hardest part, dude. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
Whenever I get sick, I do something.
It's getting your mindset into that.
Yeah. When I got sick, like 6-7 years ago, with like flu-like symptoms, like I quit smoking. So I was like, fuck. At least I did that. And now I started doing that with this. So hopefully I can keep it going. But I read that you could literally lose a pound a day. Well, it depends how fat you are, right? But you could literally lose a pound a day for months.
Yeah.
So you go 30 days, 30 pounds. 60 days, 60 pounds.
And the heavier you are, the easier it'll be. Yeah.
Right. And still do it in a healthy way because you're still eating, try to eat. If you eat good food, better, right?
Yeah.
The first time I did it, I was just like, by the time I got to the eating thing, I was just like, oh, wow, give me everything. And I was like, I figured out later, that's retarded, dude.
Then when you get good at it, it's like, oh shit, I gotta eat.
What's that?
When you're into it even more over time, you get to a point where it's like, oh shit, I haven't ate anything. You just don't get the hunger pains as much.
You've changed the habit.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, those words, oh shit, I have to eat, haven't crossed my mind maybe since second grade. About that time when I was really into playing with my toys or something. I don't think ever since that, I think I've never forgotten to eat.
No,
that's just me.
It's happened to me. It happened to me recently. It's like, oh shit, I gotta eat, bro. I haven't ate shit all day. It's like, what the fuck? I
mean, I've been years where I don't even remember what it's like to be hungry, dude. That's when you know something's wrong.
Like I'll tell you, bro. For me, I have my bar between 7 and 8 when I wake up, right? And I don't wake up like, oh God, I gotta have, I have to have it. It's just when I get, it's usually 7 or 8. And then around, I'm already used to it. 11 to 12, I have to eat something, a small lunch, something, right? It's not a complete lunch. And then by 3 to 4, I have to eat it, and then that's when my body's already accustomed to it. I get the itch.
So you said you have the Atkins bar.
Yeah.
Did you go through a lot of different bars before you found one that you liked?
No, dude, I found it fast, dude. I love the peanut butter one. So
you found the Atkins bar,
and I tried the other ones as well, but I don't get tired of. The one that my go-to one is that peanut butter one, dude. I have to have it for breakfast.
Are you a breakfast guy, bum?
The last 2 years since the pandemic, I started to drink coffee. I never really drank coffee before that.
But besides that, do you sit down and eat breakfast usually?
No.
Take a bagel or something, or
maybe a toast every once in a while, but.
And I'll do that as well from time to time, and I just don't get in the habit of doing it all again.
What time do you eat dinner?
Who?
The bum.
I usually eat dinner around 6.
Wow, really early.
Well, he eats at 4.
This is he's having brunch. I don't know what he's doing. But
I'm done. That's it. That's
I thought I ate early because most people I know eat 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
I mean, he's eating at grandfather time. You're eating at father time.
I eat at 4, and I could go later. If we're on vacation, I don't feel guilty if I, oh shit, But at 4.
What else are you eating after that 6 o'clock, Bum?
Today we ate at 4.
Are you going back for like snacks and shit after that 6 p.m. dinner?
Well, I have.
I'm just trying to figure out the feasibility of the fast for you, because if you're not a big breakfast guy.
No, I typically eat just twice a day. Typically.
So it wouldn't seem that hard for you to do it, because if you were to somehow be able to say 6 p.m., that's it. I'm not going to eat anymore, after 6 p.m. And then 16 hours from that is 6 gets you to midnight. You could still be having coffee at 10 a.m. and you still have a good fast there of 16 hours. But what they recommend is you can even start less and work your way up. 16. You should eventually get to 16. Work your way up to once a week. You're doing Okay, let's go.
Where are we going?
Out of here. All right, guys. Anything else before we go?
Have a great week, everyone.
All right. Thank you, guys. I can't get the fucking music to play. We'll just get out of here. Later.